Hang on.
Can I pause this or?
How you feeling today?
Not great.
That's about all. All I needed was that. Really.
You know, sometimes your company doesn't give you enough COVID pay or any, and so you go to work,
man.
and then you just kind of feel like crap the whole day, and then you come home and you still feel like crap, and you have
Wow.
like, you know,
I can't believe they did. Have they done the thing where they like stopped doing COVID pay basically? Like
Yeah.
they used to. Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
We had it through
Makes sense.
June 1. So, you know.
My wife had the same thing
Also,
when we got COVID.
my buddy at work, Cody, got COVID May 30th approximately. So he was the only person to ever use their COVID pay.
Wow.
And
That's crazy.
and they were like, on like June 5th they sent out a company-wide email. Oh yeah, as of 5 days ago, we're no longer offering COVID pay. We were gonna cut it at the end of the month, but So rather than extending it the extra month, but because somebody got COVID, they cut the funding. Nope.
Oh my god.
That they had never had to use for anybody. That's the other wild part.
Absolutely wild.
So yeah, Cody's the only one who ever got COVID pay. A little jealous of him.
COVID's gone, guys, by the way. COVID doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
We're just back to normal.
I can't smell just for funsies, honestly.
Yeah, you just wanted to see what it was like, really.
Every time I get a solo kill, you have to say Bing Bong. I mean, that is his name, so. And if he gets solo killed, it's Bong Bing. I don't know about that one.
Well, this is the last day for the donations, so.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get some good games and we can get over $100. That was my big goal, or 100 for like the 10-cent donation, which is all that I can really afford. So.
Yeah, we'll have to see. The last night for Pentas too.
Yeah.
It's a big Penta bounty.
Yeah, we're at $87 currently for 10-cent donation. All total. Thank you to everyone who's continued to extend, by the way. But we're at $1,620.30, which is actually just kind of insane. There is a bounty tonight on a pentakill of $116. So hopefully we'll get those.
126, I think. Oh, no. Never mind. You're right.
I did my math. Yep.
You did it.
We could probably talk Miggy into 10 more bucks, but
I don't know. It's pretty hefty what he's already putting up for sure.
Yeah, Darkwind had 74 kills last night. If both
In
of
two
our
games,
yeah,
which is
two
crazy.
games. If both of our teams get 74 kills tonight, we'll be well over, not well over, but pretty comfortably over 100. So that's nice. But yeah, quick pocket maths says that both teams will have to average about 60 kills tonight, which is right about the average that we're getting. So
Yeah,
we'll
very
see how we
doable.
do. The gold teams usually go off for a couple, so
Always seem to be pretty high kill games usually. I also can't see chat. Let me just rejoin actually.
there's just a lot of things happening in chat, and none of them are important. I'm waiting.
Yeah, I just was like, the spec link might be nice, but
They haven't sent one, so
okay. Yeah, I'll just rejoin with the code.
okay. We're waiting on Finch, whoever that is, somebody on the Goon Squad Gaming side. The other series has not started yet either, unless they're in draft. I guess I could pull up their draft if I wanted to. I got it sent to me for some reason. Nope, they haven't started draft yet either. So, sometimes you wait till 7:06, which is technically overtime, to start everything.
Yep.
But we'll see.
The 5-minute window is technically a loss of ban, but chilling. Sammy every morning would just like sniff like this really floral bag of tea that we had to see if she was getting her smell back.
Yeah, I've had 2 experiences where I could smell something. Those were kind of remarkable. But it involves apparently like just powering the smell into my nostrils. One was like I was carrying a bag of food and like closed the door kind of hard behind me, and that air was enough to push it into my nostril, and I was like, oh my god, I can smell oh, it's gone. And yeah, the other one was very similar to that. So I have been able to smell 2 things. I didn't deal with any chemicals today, so I don't know if I could like smell those for some reason. I just did paperwork all day because I'm behind and had to catch up a little bit. Hello. Special guest Kale joining us on the cast for a second here. Kale, what do you have to say? Anything? You're just gonna lick my hand? Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
I thought it was gonna be like one of those dog TikToks where you put the mic in his nose and we just hear sniffing.
He would be more apt to just put the whole thing in his mouth, which probably wouldn't be.
That
great
works
for
too,
me.
which is also funny.
That doesn't go as well for me. No, it doesn't.
Fair enough.
Hello, he's back again. Oh, he tried to bite my nose. Alright, well. Maybe you got just the noise of the jaws snapping. Oh, his mom just stood up, so now he's very interested in whatever's happening somewhere else. The other series has officially begun drafting, so we're going to be a little bit behind them. Which isn't ideal, but that's okay. This is also the first time for both of these teams that Belveth is enabled. So.
True. We had the long break. Extra time to get used to Belveth.
Yeah, and Belveth is pretty strong. I'd say like not quite that top tier jungler, but like very next to that second tier, right?
I agree. If you have things that can enable it, it's actually pretty disgusting how much or how tanky the champion is with just while you're building ADC essentially.
Also surprisingly okay in ARAM. I didn't expect that. That's my, big big note into the competitive sphere. Can it ARAM? Yeah, it's actually okay. If you pick Belveth on my team, I'm not like that concerned, you know? It's not like you just picked, I don't know, what's a really terrible, Evelyn. Evelyn's a terrible champion in ARAM.
Yeah. I have seen some people pop off with her though.
Well, we have 10 people in the lobby. No one's made a draft link yet, so we're getting them. Don't I disrespect your Evelyn. I will immediately disrespect your Evelyn.
Me and Mr. Maris.
So yeah, apologies if I don't have as much energy as I normally do, or am yelling as loudly. That's the COVID's happening. Lane will pick up the energy
I'll have
and
to take
intensity
over.
for me.
Yes. we will alternate words during team fights so you don't get too tuckered out.
Oh yeah, that's a spooky. Yeah, I think that's probably the play, honestly. Why not?
Imagine we just got so good at that we're just like as fast as Captain Flowers.
No, I remember, I think it was Oath. Was it you and I, or was it Oath and I that had to read the copy pasta one word at a time?
Oh, I think it was you and Oath.
That actually took like a full minute and a half to get through, because even though you know what the other person's gonna say and when they're gonna say it, it still just takes a second to like hear the word and then say the next one. Like, yeah, I don't know. Oh, they are drafting. We're into draft for game 1.
Right.
Do you have the link? I'm assuming.
I do.
Cool. Well, we're into draft. Game number 1. This is Return of the Middle Sticks Dread going up against Goon. God, I just immediately butchered their name. Goon Squad Gaming Kai. Kai, the Greek letter, CHI, not Cobra Kai. A little disappointing, but yeah, Rodham's 2-1. Goon Squad's 1-2, I believe. So this game is gonna help separate some of the middle of the table. The other series that we'll jump into is Harvest taking on New Origins. I emphasize the E because they spelled it with an E for some reason. Still don't know why. But yeah, we'll jump into that series when we have the opportunity to. But for now, we're focused on Dread and Good Squad. We got some bands. We got Ilawi ban, which, given that the top laner for Goon Squad is named Naga K. Boros, seems okay. But Ilawi, Swain, Senna, Jin, Renata Glask, and Olaf not going to be played. Seraphine B1, which I absolutely hate, but is a good pick, has happened.
Yeah. You can 3-way flex the Seraphine, which makes it really, really strong. Mumu picked up. Good to see. If Seraphine ends up going bot, I don't really mind the Mumu too much. You got like 2 options when you come to when you see a Seraphine on the other team. It's either pick something else and scale with it, so something like a Yumi comes to mind, or you need to pick something to punish it early and get it behind. And so if that's a Mumu support, as I think it's probably going to be, especially with seeing Volibear now, not too bad of a pickup to try to go for the punishing route. Volibear also probably the premier jungler on this patch. Really, really strong.
Yeah,
easy
until
to play, easy to execute.
Until next Wednesday, when he gets knocked down just a peg. Seems good. That's a lot of beef picked up for Goon Squad. We'll see. They need some damage to round that out. Vi is going to be the lock-in for ROTM for Gid. I liked the Zeri look, going for the Powerpuff Girls comp. Twitch is an interesting choice, though. I don't talk too much about hovers, but what do you think about the Vi directly into the Volibear?
Kind of meh. I think it's a execution pick for sure. Like he's definitely dread something's comfortable with. But I don't really feel like there's a lot of counters into Volibear. Trundle seems like a decent one. I think that might have been slightly better here, especially since you've already got two tanky-ish champions on Goon Squad Gaming here. But
yeah, MF's going to be
definitely,
picked in, which notably kind of denies it from the Amumu team, but
Yep.
has good synergy with Seraphine. You have the two linear R abilities that if you catch people in, just can destroy a whole team. Kaisa is going to be the option to try to kind of circumvent that a little bit for Goon Squad, which makes sense.
interesting.
You get the marks on, you can kind of dash out of the Seraphine and an MF combo, but doesn't have a whole lot of like innate survivability on her own.
Yeah, and doesn't really have the early pressure that maybe you're looking for with the Amumu pick. I think that's why you do it. It's also possible that Dread flex this Seraphine mid lane, but I think with seeing the Kaisa, I wouldn't mind seeing it go to support.
They got rid of the Gwen in my hope of a Powerpuff Girls comp. Powerpuff Girls is Seraphine, Zeri, and Gwen. They just look like the Powerpuff Girls, and they were released like right in a row. But yeah, Anivia, Malzahar, Wukong also hitting the ban list. GSG needs solo laners, presumably, with these last two picks.
Yep. Blind picking mid seems pretty popular. I would expect them to probably go it here. Looks like a Zillion, which doesn't give them a ton of damage with the Volibear and Amumu already in here. Kind of concerned about that for them, but they'll definitely need to pick something with more damage top lane to help facilitate those picks.
I'm still not 100% sure it's not Volibear top lane with a Mumu jungle, and that's the Kaisa Zillion bottom lane.
Yeah.
Is an option. Rodham looks like they want to flex the Seraphine out, potentially, and grab something with a little more engage for Smitty, so it's going to be the Rakan picked up.
Yeah, not a bad pick here. You can put, since Zillion was picked up, you can put the Seraphine against the Zillion in mid lane. They can both just kind of freely scale, which is kind of what they both want. And we might see a blown pick Yone top. Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have to worry about where this Amumu potentially is. It could be the Mega Flex here from Goon Squad Gaming. We'll see what this last pick is coming in here.
I almost kind of want to see that more traditional lineup with the Volibear top, the Amumu jungle. Give me something with a little bit more damage in mid lane. But we'll see what they want to do. If this will clarify anything. If they pick anything.
There
Auction.
it is.
All right.
So it is going to be the Mega Flex, which I kind of like. I think Goon Squad Gaming had a really nice use of their flex picks there, and I think they actually helped themselves out a little bit, rotating them that way. I think the only thing that you're concerned about is the damage profile for Goon Squad Gaming. There's almost no magic damage. I mean, you've got Zillion and Amumu, which isn't a ton, but outside of that, I think especially if Auction is able to roam early against the Seraphine, could be pretty decent.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for clarifying. Yeah.
Yep.
They were waiting for us, and they shouldn't ever wait for us because I'm already busy doing something else, and I honestly don't
we
care.
have a 3-minute timer anyway.
Yeah, I honestly don't care.
Yep.
Also, that's the wrong thing. I need the client one. Oh, that is a huge Goon Squad logo that I made on that. All right. Make that a little smaller. There we go. Now we can watch that draft a second time. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm just very tired.
Yep.
I think that's the big COVID thing is you just kind of are tired really easily. I was telling Oath yesterday, but like I put some water in a water bottle, and it was like super heavy to me as I carried it back to the refrigerator to put it in, and then I was just like out of breath for like 3-4 minutes after doing that very small amount of manual labor, which is very depressing. Um,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
surprising how much it tires you out just like doing very basic tasks that aren't just sitting.
Even just sitting though, like if I'm not laying down, if I'm not at a 90-degree incline, it's game over, man.
Yep. It was when we had COVID. Switch Sports had just come out, so we were playing that a lot.
Mhm.
I was getting winded from playing like bowling and standing, but it was also kind of funny because we got COVID, and our neighbors that we share our like duplex with were having their wedding in our backyard. So
Oh no,
we were just like stuck inside
you were
watching them have fun while we were on the other side of a curtain playing.
you were literally the Squidward meme. You're
Yes,
just sitting there
yes.
watching him have fun in your yard. Oh my god.
It was very much that, especially because we have like floor to ceiling, like double door with windows in it, and so we're just like staring outside while they're blaring country music and dancing around. It was pretty funny.
That's really sad. My wife and our roommate had COVID right before we moved into our house. But I didn't get it because I had just been vaccinated at the time. So I somehow was immunized against that like one particular strain of COVID that was happening.
That's lucky.
Which was lucky for me, but like this is my first actual experience getting sick with it, and I don't really want a second one. I'll say that much.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, it's crazy too. We got COVID like right before we could get the vaccine for it. Like they had released it like the week we basically got it, and so now we have to wait a few months to even get the next booster or whatever, you know.
Anyone listening to the background music on the stream, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find something that's not just completely destroying my ears right now. So we're just flipping between a couple of things really quick.
Yeah, we don't want you to go down to only 1 sense.
I can only see. That's the only one I've got left.
You can no longer feel either. Or taste. Well, I guess taste and smell are pretty connected, so.
Yeah, which is, I mean, they're connected enough, but like I can actually just taste everything, which
Oh, you still got that.
it just makes some foods just a very different experience because like you can get all of the tastes in it, but you don't have the smell to back it up, and so you're missing that. Yeah, it's very weird. Not a big fan
Sammy
right now.
couldn't taste anything, which was wild. I was like, oh, so it's just a texture dinner for Sammy.
Yeah, it was really bad the first couple of nights that I had it.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say my taste was gone, but like my smell was so impaired that like, yeah, it was all just texture. Like texture, and then like there'd be an aftertaste of like salt. Oh, I had salt. Oh, I had sour, like stuff like that. But yeah, it was just like I don't know, just yeah. Ash was
it's
like,
like
what do you
somebody-
want to eat? I don't like just bring me whatever slop is over there, and I'll just put it in my mouth, like whatever. So
It's like somebody was eating in the other room and you just happened to get full.
Yeah, I feel like this is now just a nice collective trauma for our entire generation, which, you know, is our third or fourth collective trauma that we've endured. So that's nice. Go us.
Yeah, just waiting for the economic collapse to be the fifth one on top of that. So we're chilling.
Yeah. Hopefully with that goes the housing market so that more of my guys can buy houses, because owning a house is pretty okay.
Yep.
Pretty decent fan of it. You know, other than shout outs to our probable meth lab neighbor, but you live in Independence, Missouri. What can you say? So, meth capital of the United States. But 50 seconds to go
Interesting.
in this draft. Again, pretty big game for both teams. 2-1 for ROTM, 1-2 for Goon Squad. So looking for a little bit of separation for ROTM or bringing everything together in the middle of the table for Goon Squad. I just looked over the playoff things earlier today for this. So you have 8 team groups, and the top 2 teams automatically advance to playoffs, and then the other 4 have to play like a 3 versus 6 game and a 4 versus 5 game to make playoffs. So um, you don't want to play through a qualifier. You want to automatically advance. So try to get top
Yep.
2 in your group.
And that week 4 is really when you start seeing. I think it's one of the more interesting weeks in the league because you start to see where the upper tier teams are and where's the middle of the pack and the bottom. So
Yeah, and so far, Dread, there are 2 wins against teams that are currently 0-4 and 0-3. So not like a banner win on their profile, but that's enough to keep you qualified for playoffs. But now you want to look at some of those top of the table teams and make sure that you belong, get a nice seat at the table come playoff time.
that's for sure. Well, we are. Oh, interesting. So it is actually it's going to be auction top, Zillion mid,
Oh,
Amumu support. Wow. So they flexed us and then flexed us and then flexed us again.
yeah,
At least how we were thinking.
that's definitely interesting. So they wanted the auction matchup into the Yone, not to farm against the Seraphine, but to try and stand up to the Yone, have that range versus
Yeah.
melee
I mean,
advantage.
I think the auction mid actually could have been pretty good because Seraphine's just gonna stay in lane and get farm, and you can roam to side lanes. But we're gonna see the matchup of scaling mids to the mid lane, and both should get to pretty much freely scale as we stare into the darkness here.
You could click on the bar. It's
I
available
did.
now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any Rodham fans out there? Monlower has renamed to Rodham Bing Bong. So this is still the same lineup, just with a little nuanced change to the naming schema. Um, the database schema. I almost said that was.
Yeah, this game.
Um, God, I I don't want to spend too long on this. I saw just the funniest thing the other day was like some guy applied to a job and he got rejected. Was like, yeah, unfortunately I can't hire you because we can't accept the name Dennis in our database schema. It's just
Wow.
yeah, like oh he just had the wrong
What?
first name. Yeah.
Unlucky. What?
Flash from that Decker guy means
Yep.
that he won't have that available, but he did get the counter flash out of Rodham Bing Bong, so
Yeah. Very worthwhile. And you've got Hex Flash. I really like seeing that flash for flash trade when you take Hex Flash, especially on these engaged supports. It's almost always worth it. I think the biggest thing is if Jabbers is going to uh, look to 3 camp and then punish that flash being down, I think that can be a really, really
look
big
at the wards
opportunity
from Rodham.
for them. Yep.
They're
Yeah.
gonna get the one spotted, but still have the
Not
second one in
both.
the wolf camp, so they will
Hmm.
be able to track his progress and see if he does the traditional 3 camp. If he does, um, he might skip wolves, which would also be information that hopefully they'll be looking for here in a second.
Yeah, my guess is you probably will with that flash being down. Auction's got to really position the wave so that Wally Barrett has a opportunity to gank. But uh, looks like they're just gonna trade the early farm here. Amumu already on to engage to start here.
Yeah, already gonna just trade engages onto 80 carries, and it looks like Atlas and Smitty gonna come out just a little bit worse. Maybe just one auto difference in that trade, so not too much to speak of there. But we'll keep an eye on the
Yeah,
bottom lane. That's a good stun from Finch, but
yeah,
you wouldn't
very nice
expect
find
there
there.
to be too many kills in the Seraphine Zillion lane.
No, someone would have to mess up big, and they hit the level 2 there. Um, Yeah, I'm interested to see if what Atlas does with the build this game. I'm assuming it's going to be the Emax because of the Comet take, um, with like the Leandries potentially, but that remains to be seen.
That'd be an interesting look. That would give them a little bit more magic damage to help round out their complete profile.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a it's confusing because you've got the comment but didn't start tier, which is what you usually start on the Emax build, but
yeah, the E notably just takes a billion mana early game and late game, but you can kind of circumvent that. Airpox trying to find something onto Finch. It looks like he's got Gid in his back pocket. I don't know that this is where you need to pay attention necessarily if you're Gid, but if he can
Volley's
find a cheap
here.
kills early, yeah, and now maybe a 2v2 is Gid's going to run into Jabber's. Gid only has red buff right now, no blue buff for himself, and Jabbers does have the double buff, which is basically the only difference between those two junglers right now. And by
Yeah.
basically, I mean, there's actually just a 2 camp advantage right now for Jabbers.
Yeah, RTM is getting shoved in completely here, so both of these scuttles should go over to Goon Squad Gaming. Aeropox here, no mana
Aeropox,
is really rough.
he's got to be feeling the
Ooh,
pressure. Oh, that wasn't
I think it's
a
a
very
kill.
well
Oh,
placed bandage,
okay.
but it
Well,
was enough to get the flash, and then the first blood follow up from Heart of Arcs.
yeah, just goes to show how bad of a position Aeropox was there with the two big skill shots missed. Ends up going down. Will have the TP back to lane here, so shouldn't miss the farm too much. But kill going over to Goon Squad Gaming and using their early priority to pick something up.
Yeah, Smitty just helping to catch the wave. He's leaving Alice for a little bit of solo experience, but yeah, not much to get in terms of counter.
MF might be in a rough spot here.
Yeah, he got the shove in. Now just has to really get out of there. Jabbers and that Decker guy headed in, but enough to get out to safety. Bandage toss just a tiny bit wide.
Yep. And the passive just doing great work there for MF, giving her enough move speed to get out of that one before resetting. But
Yeah.
nice gank here.
Oh, the
Cancel.
knock-up
Oh.
off of the hook shot means that the flash is going to have to be used by Naga.
Yeah, and that's big. So trade of top flashes. RTM Bing Bong, its flash almost back up here. So not punished for that early flash getting blown, and now with the flash on Naga K Boros down, this could be a point for RTM to punish.
Yeah, and already Bing Bong with a decent lead, 10 CS early on, plus able to survive that early summoner spell disadvantage. I was trying to think about how to phrase that. Gid might be caught though. I don't think he meant to hit that word, but he'll be able to get out. Does have to burn the flash again, so you'll have to keep an eye on some of these summoner spells. Aeropox and Gid both missing their flashes, but Jabbers and Naga both missing it on the other side means that they're relatively symmetrical right now.
Yeah, that's for sure. This dragon, first dragon spawning here. Oh, we're gonna see a fight of support in jungle, but
Decker guy was walking in looking to continue to apply the pressure to Aeropox, and Gid just spots him out, was hanging around in the back pocket. Everybody converges around mid, and then it's going to disperse here in just a second. They're maybe looking to track Smitty down in the jungle. There's a lot of pings going down onto the Rakan right now. They hit the bandage toss onto him as he was trying to clear the pink ward. Ooh, can he get the blast plane out to safety? Not quite hit by the follow-up bomb, so Smitty should be okay. Still a lot of pressure. Decker guy just walks in and ignites him. Atlas taking a little bit of damage as well. The rest of the squad is here now for Goon Squad. Aeropox
yeah, I think they could look for a dive if they wanted, but are just going to elect to do the dragon, which is definitely the safer option.
Yeah, I was going to say Aeropox and Gid had been back in base, so not really able to join. Gid going to walk in and see his red buff untaken, which should mean that they're on the dragon to him.
Yep.
They keep resetting the dragon. That's actually the second time. Oh, Atlas rips the bullet time in, looking to steal it, but immediately the double ult's being immediately thrown back onto him. He'll be taken down by Heart of Art. That's a hard name to say. I don't like that. It's a double kill for the Kaisa.
Yeah, Artie, I'm just trying to do too much there. You just gotta give that up. If you're not gonna look for the fight, just give it. There's nothing to do there. But a nice flash in there from that Decker guy to punish the MF, burning the ult to try to look for the steal. And now Heart of Arcs is 3-0 on this Kaisa, which With how Kaisa scales is pretty scary.
Excuse me. Sorry. That'll happen. Um, yeah, RTM need to find their foothold a little bit in this game. So far, a lot of the trades, a lot of the map pressure has gone the way of Goon Squad. They need to find that stable platform for them to build on. It looks like it's going to be Radam Bing Bong up here. He's got almost a 20 CS lead now opened up over Naga, and that should be something for them to build on, especially now that he's hit level 6.
Yeah, that definitely is gonna look like where RTM should put their attention, especially with this flash still down here. But a nice trade here from RTM Bing Bong. Ooh, I like the Hex Flash usage here, but are going to come down, and that Decker guy, ooh.
The Decker guy gets rezzed by Chrono Shift. Jabbers and Gid just duking it out up on the top side. Jabber's not quite able to jump over the wall. Gid is going even further in. They'll take down that Decker guy with the help of Smitty flying in. Gid still wants more as he goes in with the Vault Breaker, but it's just not quite enough damage as Jabbers finishes him off.
Yeah, Gid just overstepping a little bit too far there, but RTM Smitty makes a really nice play in the mid lane, roaming up there to follow up on the engage from his teammates.
Well timed by Bing Bong. He's got the snapback. Does he have the health to live through the ignite? He's fine. The solo kill for Radam Bing Bong.
Yeah, really nice play there. Smitty trying to get the solo kill on Darda Arcs, but does blow the flash notably there. So could be a chance for RTM to get the shutdown onto one of their key members.
Yeah, and the Kaisa very strong right now, has the Kraken Slayer, but if you get 100 to 0, that Kraken Slayer doesn't give you any defensive stats. Not going to land on a Decker guy. He's missing about half of his health now. They're playing this really well so far. Smitty and Atlas just kind of poking their way in, getting little trades, and that's helped them a little bit thus far, but need to try to capitalize on the missing summoner spells right now on Heart.
Yeah, that's for sure. They definitely could look to do it. RTM Smitty's probably going to be 6 soon.
Oh, they're just going to pull it onto the Amumu. Immediately going to take him down. Hart still looking for the turn, but with Finch in his back pocket, that's enough for Atlas and Smitty to back off. But that's a good kill. They were able to pick the Amumu right before he hits level 6.
Yeah, very quick kill there. Able to pick that up, and without Zillion coming down, I think it would have been maybe another kill in the Heart of Arcs there, but RTM finding a nice return kill for themselves and have almost evened up the gold lead. Ooh, just missed it.
Yeah, not quite able to find. Sure. Yeah, not quite able to find that fate sealed. Otherwise, Naga was probably headed back to the death chamber a second time. Kind of interesting. Jabbers hits the chem tank pretty early on, actually.
Yeah.
But going for the little bit more defensive build, which understandably so. Oh, Bing Bong's still looking for it. Snap back. Oh, the little tiny shield from the second auto attack was enough to save Naga on the auction. Aeropox just has to try to get out of there. Bing Bong's still looking for it up in top lane, just doing some dirty farming right now.
Yeah, and that's going to be a play. And Auction's going to miss just a gigantic wave there. So you can see the CS discrepancy in this top lane, and it's kind of just a slowly building pressure.
Gid's looking for it. They're going to chain the ultimates together. Nice. Finch is immediately taken down. Not able to pop the Chrono Shift. Decker guy still looks for the re-engage. He's got the Curse of the Sad Mummy available. Jabbers gets knocked up, though, as Smitty's able to join. It's immediately a double kill for Gid. They'll get the slow onto Jabbers. I don't think they can chop down the Baron any reasonable amount of time, but 2 more kills for ROTM. They were down 4-0, and now it's 5-4.
Yeah, and there's Smitty again making a really nice play towards mid, but has to pop the ult here to survive.
Yep, one more auto, not quite there for Heart of Arcs. Now maybe getting turned back around. Jabbers getting taken low. Aeropox trying to find that last little bit of damage, and it's Atlas that'll confirm the kill. They're still chasing down the Kaisa. Haven't been able to shut her down, and now actually the shutdown gold has fallen off. Interestingly, you go 3-0 and don't have a shutdown, but
the gold difference has definitely come back to ROTM's favor here.
Oh, the bullet time just ripping through. Decker guy's gonna fall. The chrono shift is there to try to save Heart of Arcs immediately. The knockup from Smitty. He
Smitty!
gets the little heal, but it's just not quite enough to save him. Otto's being traded out. Atlas finishes that one off.
Oh
Flashes
my
forward
goodness.
to finish off Finch as well. And ROTM gets the dragon and the extra kills.
Yeah, Atlas now 5-1, and we have flipped the bounty system here entirely, and RTM up big. Atlas 500 gold shutdown queued for himself here, and just a really nice ultimate there. Is basically able to kill almost 3 members with just that ult, and a good play nonetheless. Bing Bong meanwhile continuing to get more plates on that top lane tower, and gets 4 of them. Probably not going to be able to pick up the 5th, but yeah, that is just a mounting pressure that um, Goon Squad is going to have to think about. This Yone that is just getting very, very strong already on the first item.
Yeah, he's 1,500 gold ahead by himself. Despite being 5-1, Atlas is actually behind in gold. Still has the shutdown over Heart.
Interesting.
I don't understand how the bounty system works. I hope that no one does, honestly. Because I don't really know how you justify that, other than
Yeah.
Atlas got 5 kills in a row, I guess? Maybe the streak is enough?
Yeah, you definitely get a shutdown for kill streaking, but it definitely feels bad to have that on that if you're down compared to your lane partner.
I do like Hart went back. He bought a stopwatch. He's realizing kind of what a critical juncture this is right now for Goon Squad to be in. They kind of want to stack the dragons, so maybe this dragon fight in 3 minutes is where you're looking to focus. I don't know that it's like the right time, but it's the right idea to have a stopwatch.
Yeah, definitely. And RTM Smitty gonna go in here.
Yeah, they'll get the knock up onto Decker guy. Try to take down the Amumu first. Heart of Arcs
There's
is
the
just
stopwatch.
being soloed out. Yeah, the stopwatch buys a little bit of time. The Vault Breaker, boom, from Gid. Able to break open his vaults, as it turns out. And Decker guy really doesn't have anywhere left to go. He's going to eventually be taken down by Atlas. In comes Finch, maybe looking for Gid on a return kill, but I don't think that he'll be able to find too much as the Zillion. And now maybe in a little bit of trouble as he burned both of his bombs into the wave.
Yeah, not much Zillion's going to be able to do. Came a little too late to that play, and is going to be able to maybe just pick up the bot lane farm here if he doesn't die. I mean, Finch has got the R, so
Yeah.
assuming he's able to press that, should never go down there. But Seraphine going to pick up that mid lane tower for Finch roaming bot there. Everything turning up RTM here after a pretty scary early game.
Yeah, the kills are mounting, which is scary in and of itself. But what I think is even scarier is the amount of waves that have just been dropped across the map from Goon Squad. This is a little silly here from Rada Bing Bong, but he's able to pick up the tower nonetheless. But yeah, we saw the waves getting sacked in top lane on Naga after the solo kill. Now Finch roams away from 2 waves of farm in mid lane to go bottom. And no one has been able to eat those. It's been 2 or 3 waves that Aeropox has gotten to shove in. And that's starting to add up. You can see the CS discrepancies. Alice was behind a little bit early. Now, even with Heart of Arcs in farm, Finch was ahead of Aeropox, now 20 behind. And that top Gulf is not getting particularly closer.
Yeah, and Naga K. Boris also had to blow that flash to not die again, so RTM Bing Bong might have some more pressure there, but we've got the second Rift Herald spawning here in 30 seconds, and then the Drake soon after that. RTM should look to definitely get the Drake. We'll see if they elect to also go for the Rift Herald here.
Gid winding up for a play. I don't think there's really anything available right now around the mid lane, but if I know anything about Gid, he's always looking for it.
Yep, and 3 people are going to be moved up here. Or Goon Squad Gaming should give RTM the priority on this dragon. 15 seconds here. I don't mind this play from Goon Squad Gaming to try to get something in return for RTM being bot side here, whether that's a kill onto top on the Yone or gonna look like they're gonna trade the Rift Herald, which does have a shutdown, so a little extra gold for them to help get back in this game.
Yep, 500 extra gold for killing the Rift Herald will be all right for them. That's actually
Yeah,
worth more than taking down the Yone, which is kind of wild. But they're going to try maybe to get both. Bing Bong uses his E, but he's just going in looking for Heart of Arcs. Takes down the Kaisa. Can he actually finish off? No, not quite. So Naga will be able to take him down, get that trade back, and res Heart of Arcs. So not going to be off the map for too long. But honestly, a 1-for-1 goes fine for Goon Squad. You would think. Oh, a really good
ooh,
stun
got
actually from
canceled.
Finch.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was able to cancel the bullet time, and that's going to mean enough that I don't think they can really power through this Zillion unless they make him blow the ult unnecessarily, which I don't see him doing here. He's been very patient with it thus far.
yep.
Gets the stun onto Gid. Now going to get knocked up by Smitty. There's immediately. That's a Chrono Shift, and he's not in tower range, which it was patiently played enough by ROTM. It looks like they should get the reward. No, he's actually able just to flash out. All right, well.
Yeah, Finch played it really well there. They're gonna pick up Smitty, going too deep.
Oh,
Yep.
the auction ult was actually able to pick up Gid, which
And that's
is
400 gold shutdown.
yeah, I was gonna say it's actually worth more than Smitty. So you take that extra 400 gold going onto the auction. He got 2 big shutdowns back to back on Bing Bong and on Gid.
Yeah, and this Rift Herald might mean they're gonna get another objective bounty here, which is gonna be do a big amount here in
Yeah, it's not enough
saving
to
this
even
gold
it
lead
up,
here.
but it'll
Yeah.
definitely get them back within striking distance. Aeropox can't really
That's the
stay there.
flash.
Yeah, he's only worth the 300 gold, so not the big prize that Atlas is right now. So we're basically an Atlas bounty though from being within spitting distance of each other. So RTM gonna have to play a little bit cleaner here in the next couple of minutes after a little bit of an excursion here the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, they're trying to find that kill onto Finch, and Finch honestly played that really well. Saved his ult super late, and was able to bait RTM into overextending while his team showed up. So played that very well.
Yep, and Finch able to hold that wave away from the tower. Oh, gonna get a little catch here onto Decker Guy. Hits the Spider-Man out to the red buff, but Bing Bong is here
Goodbye.
to finish him off. And he'll say hello and goodbye to the Amumu and continue to go in. The Fate Seal onto
Oh,
Naga.
man.
Gets him torn through. That was kind of weird. It looked like he bounced in the way. That's a well-timed Seraphine ult to help lock up the auction. Big bombs from Finch, but it's not enough to really turn this around. Bing Bong's still looking for a little bit more, but out of dashes, just going to walk in, get a little bit more damage, and have to fly back to his soul.
Yeah, and that's 2 big pickups there for RTM. Just a really nice combination of ults for themselves by catching that Decker Guy out of position, but that should mean they're going to pick up the topside jungle and maybe this tower? No, it's pretty healthy.
Ooh.
Bing bong.
Sorry,
Man,
I
this
don't.
is so scary for Heart of Arcs, I feel like. But
Yeah, no ult
teams
on the
gonna come
Yone
up.
makes it a little bit less scary, but he still does have E Flash, which can do some really nasty gap closing when you don't want it. I think the classic, you see Yone get fed, and then he just chases your carry through like 2 towers and 3 lanes, snaps back to his E, and he's fine. We're getting to that point
Yeah,
pretty soon for
for
Bing
sure.
Bong. He's looks like going for the Giga Chad build, headed right for the Infinity Edge second.
Yeah. Interestingly, Aeropox picking up the Putrifier, which I don't think does you a lot in this game.
It cuts the Zillion healing, which is
Yeah,
annoying, to be fair. But that's it, right? The volume
right.
healing on his
Yeah,
ult.
you don't get a lot of. I don't think that much value out of it here. Would have liked to see maybe a different item, whether that be Rylai's or even just. Yeah, I'd probably be best is just go a little bit more damage, especially since your team you are the main AP magic damage source. Even though you're trying to play support for this team, I think could be better to pick up a little bit more damage.
Yep. A lot of sweepers going off here. Finch and Jabbers and that Decker
Bing
guy
Bong just
all
left
just kind of
alone up
popping.
here.
Yeah, Bing Bong is just going to get a tower, and he's going to continue pressuring.
Somebody's
There's
gotta
nothing
deal
to
with
stop
that.
him. Finch
Yeah.
is the only one with teleport, so he's going to have to go back and try to stop the Yone on their inhibitor tower. But as soon as he
like
goes
this.
back, they're immediately pulling the trigger. Naga immediately falls in the mid lane, and our team gets the pick. The dragon has spawned. It started up on time. And they're going to zoom in. Oh, they get the charm right through the Amumu, but he gets immediately the snare onto the MF. The dragon goes down for Jabbers. They get the extra shutdown bonus on the dragon. Gid looking for Heart of Arcs. Doesn't have the ult just yet, but will have enough dashes with the Vault Breaker to be able to track him down. Smitty finishes him off with the Grand Entrance. And the extra kills go the way of ROTM, but the dragon counter not ticking up their way. It does go the way of Jabbers and Goon Squad.
And I don't really mind that from RTM. Just looking to.
Jabbers shouldn't have been there. That was a little greedy. And Bing Bong gets the solo kill. All right, well, never mind. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. RTM should really look to, I think, get this Drake if they can, or Baron as soon as they can. Ooh, Bing Bong missing everything here.
He still should be able to finish off the Amumu. Oh, that's actually a really good flash. That was really nicely done by Decker guy, actually. Being able to bait that one in. Naga gets another shutdown onto Bing Bong. Yeah. Not that gives him a huge consolation, but he does have 3 kills, and all of them have been shutdowns.
Yeah, and definitely helps even things up. Yeah, I have to say RTM's definitely making very decisive engages, and as I think that's kind of been the difference so far in this game is they are doing very well at picking and being able to have these big ults that lock people down and get pretty easy kills.
Yeah, and I like they've been content with just getting 1 or 2 picks. They haven't been greedy trying to find that big wombo, which sometimes you can find teams guilty of. And Aeropox is going to be the one that pulls the trigger here. Jabber's taken pretty low. Naga gets taken down into the Chrono Shift. He'll res. Gid is going deep, finishes off Jabbers. Now on the other side of the fight, Atlas just trying to kite back away, but there's really no threat on him. Knockup going to land on the Heart of Arcs. The Kaisa just cannot get in. It's the Bud Light ace for RTM. They changed it this split. It's the Bud Light Next ace. Or the Bud Next ace, which I hate.
It's so bad. Oh yeah, that's because Bud Light has their Bud Light Next or whatever, but you gotta get the naming in there, but it sounds so much worse off the tongue. I have to say, I've been really impressed with RTM Smitty in this game. Has been doing such a good job, especially early. Had some really nice roams mid, and it's just been following up on all this really easy to land CC super well. I think for a lot of Recon players, it's kind of difficult. I don't always see them land all their knockups, but I think he's been doing a really good job of being the next follow-up and landing the CC to continue things.
I'm sorry. The Bud Light Next follow-up. I just derailed that. Go, please continue if you had.
No, I was at the end of my thoughts.
Okay. I couldn't hold that one in. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's been a very impressive game so far from RTM, especially clawing back after what could have been a very detrimental early hole, especially in bottom lane. Charm's going to land onto Jabbers. They're trying to track down an extra pick on this Volley Bear, and they'll be able to do so with an extra auto from Atlas finishing him off. He's legendary 9-1 after falling behind early, and it's good perseverance just not to get in a hole, especially after a couple of bad fights early on.
Yeah, and man, Atlas is so terrifying. This MF ult, especially with the Seraphine and Recon ults for RTM, just makes it so easy to land this giant ultimate from Atlas.
Gid wants to hit the ward, but is too scared to walk up and hit the ward, so Aeropox will hit it for him. That's teamwork. Bing Bong is just getting massaged while he farms that turret out. He's level 16 to level 14 of Naga, and now with Jabbers being called in, he can't really continue his assault, but Bing Bong has gone ahead and taken down 2 inhibitor towers. Decker has to burn the Curse of the Sad Mummy just a little bit defensively. Atlas, a little bit of a zoning ult, does actually a big chip of damage to Finch, but not a whole lot else really gained for that one. But they get the territory, and now they'll walk on in, take inhibitor number 1, group up with their boy Bing Bong, take inhibitor number 2, and roll all these beautiful minions into the base.
Yeah, and they're also going to cut the minion wave here, so they have a chance at getting 3 inhibs here. Feels like we're hitting the end of the game here.
Oh, good charm gonna land. That was a really nice sidestep by Atlas actually onto Decker Guy's bandage toss. Naga taken pretty low, taken down, and RTM gonna get topped off nicely by the Seraphine W at the end of that one. Heart of Arc's just trying to find any safe way that he can do some DPS in these fights, and there just has not been any space for him to use. Now we're going in. Nexus turret number 1, Nexus turret number 2 going to fall. Heart of Arc's Finch. Jabbers trying to defend the base, but not really a whole lot there for them to do as RTM focuses on the Nexus. Bing Bong fights his way out and will honorably live at the end of that one. A 27 kill game for Dread as they take game number 1.
Yeah, and a really great game there from RTM. The early game was really the only shaky part, and after that, it was all RTM for the rest of the game. So some really big ultimates that led to them finding easy picks and snowball into a really clean victory for game 1.
Yeah, so we'll take a little break here. We'll jump in with whatever's next. Let's see. I haven't gotten a word from Harvest on what happened in their game, so maybe they're still in? They are still in. Okay. Do you have somebody from Harvest you can jump in on?
Don't think so, but I have the game code, so I'll just use that.
Can you do that? Is that legal?
Don't know. We will see. Oh, actually, I think I have Scrams.
Yeah, I was gonna say Scram, Stuvranga, Metsuro.
Yes.
Oath.
That's right. Yeah, we're good.
Okay. I'm loading into this game.
Me as well.
There are champions in this game, as it turns out. Oh boy.
This has been the first time I've done the duo cast since we did it last split, so getting used to the switching context in 15 seconds.
Yeah, and immediately there's an engage as we jump in. There's things happening. There's an Ornhorn bouncing in. RTM gonna pin the Nautilus into the tower. L9 Turbo Pack trying to kite his way back out. Squishy Tree not able to find a whole lot. Oath gets 1 kill, and RTM still staying alive. Duvranga has enough health to survive what just happened. I'm hitting plus to try to catch up to wherever we are at live. Flying Objet is playing Heimerdinger, which is a champion that I saw in the loading screen. He's got a lot of farm. What other context do we have to this game? RTM looks like they're at a small advantage, 2,000 gold. They are behind in dragons right now, and that's going to be a point here in 2.5 minutes that we'll have to look out for.
Yeah, it looked like the top side for RTM doing really, really well this game. Seraphine seems to be the common thread for RTM. We got Seraphines in both games. But I think the great equalizer in this one could be this dragon.
Yeah. This is New Origins versus Harvest. So, how well do you know your ornaments? Do you have these 3?
You ask me every time. I need to memorize them so that I can rattle them off.
You've got the Eternal Winter. You've got the Infinity Force, and you have the Starcaster, which is actually really cool. Shadow Raptor's just flashed into the pit. Now he's getting knocked around. The Dragon is smited, or the Baron is smited by Scrams, able to secure that one. Lil Saint taking a lot of punishment up in the front. He actually absorbs so much. Squishy Tree goes in with the Heartbreaker, but not quite able to find the kill. There's no kills being exchanged in this fight. They'll pull out and pull back in. Shadow Reapers looks for the engage onto Oath, but they're not quite able to find the kills. Now getting turned around. 2 kills for the Seraphine of Matsuro. L9 Turbo Pack falls. Literal E-Girl falls. And ROTM gets a triple kill for Matsuro 5.
Yeah, New Origins there blew all their ultimates seemed like on the Ord, and Little Saint said, "I will take that. Please hit me harder." Uh, they're gonna
Scrams is
maybe
gonna
even
track
find.
down
Nope.
Flying Objet and let him walk out. Why not? Sure. RTM walking it down mid. They'll get the teleports in from Little Saint and Duvranga, or just Little Saint, as it turns out. They have no minions right now, which is something that they'll have to watch out for because the death timers actually aren't that long. Shadow Reapers is back up, so it's just the inhibitor in mid lane, it looks like right now, for Harvest.
Yeah, and they need to reset fast to get to this dragon. 15 seconds here. It looks like Scrams is gonna elect to not even go back to Vranga, really low on mana here. So RTM had a couple members that weren't able to get back and reset, which could be kind of spooky for them as they try to defend this Drake. But
Yeah, Scram's able
it
to pick
looks
up
like
his Deicide, the last
they're not even going to fight
ornament.
it here.
Yeah, and they don't need to. This dragon doesn't represent a whole lot for them. They can flip it over the next one if they feel like they're in a better position later.
Yep.
I don't know that they will be given their champions on their team, but
Yeah.
I don't mind giving that one up as like a thought experiment at least.
Yeah, definitely not a bad thought. RTM here should just look to reset, get their group up, and use that mid lane pressure that is just going to be automatically generated from the pushing minions of the inhibitor down, and get these two inner side lane towers.
Saint's gonna pull the trigger. They're looking for Shadow
Ooh,
Reapers. That was a nice predict,
oh, nice
and
W.
immediately Scrams gets the W onto him. They should eventually have enough damage to take down the Nautilus. I don't know why they wouldn't. And yeah, actually Oath is collapsing in, so eventually Shadow Reapers will fall, and it's a pick that actually is really insignificant. There's still 3.5 minutes before anything happens. A lot of damage coming out.
Oh,
Flying Objet able to 100 to 0, knock Duvranga into the egg.
no cooldowns left. Yep. It does get the egg notably. Not the worst there. Those pesky Anivias with their eggs always baiting you into using your big abilities, but
I mean,
Tavranga is full build here. You get the egg, which is big, for
yeah,
sure.
getting the egg actually really helps them because I think that that's one of the troubles is you basically have to kill Anivia 3 times right now with her Zanya's hourglass and with the crystallize egg or the not the crystallize egg. The crystallize is the wall, just the egg,
Yep.
whatever it's called. Um,
RTM shoving this mid lane here to keep people in the mid lane while the side lanes push out here. Um, and now they're gonna rotate up to this top, which Little Saint pushed for
Literal
them.
E-Girl has to flash away from the buckler of Scrams. Oath just continuing to apply a little bit of pressure. He's got the slowing from his Cyrilda's grudge. I still don't. I haven't clarified who Cyrilda is or what her grudge is against, but apparently it's against people moving fast, which I can appreciate. That was the slowest reaction from Oath. That hook was
Yeah.
not even close. Anyway, Hammerboy
Oh
bouncy time
my.
coming in. It's a big knockup from Little Saint. They get one.
He doesn't
Oath on the
take any
back line is
damage.
just doing so much damage on the Ezreal, and eventually they're going to chew their way on through. If the Viego falls, Shadow Reaper's the last one left. He'll get bonked down eventually, and ROTM runs their way over a fight. Flying Objet, the last one left alive, just trying to throw some rockets on in, but there's not a whole lot that a Heimerdinger can do against the onslaught of RTM other than maybe kill Oath. He is pretty low, but um, we'll see. He's doing reasonably well. Now going to
Yeah,
drop the
this is
turret.
a strong
Gets
member.
knocked up. Has the
Goodbye.
Zanya's available, but won't be able to pop it as Scram shuts him down. The Nexus turrets fall, and Harvest will take home game number 1.
Yeah, nice finish to that game from RTM. Able to just get the Baron there and then cleanly close that out. Little Saint looked like he had taken us back to 12.9 with how little the turrets were doing to him in that late game dive there. But 2 game 1 wins for RTM.
And notably, 67 kills on the board between the two teams. So you love to see that. We'll take just a short break. I believe Dred just got into draft. I don't know how well we'll be able to follow along with that. I didn't get a link, so I'm actually going to run to the bathroom really quick while I have a second, and we'll join as soon as they they do their second draft, we can jump in with them. All right,
Good.
cool. Enjoy some music in the meantime. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. They're in Champ Select for game 2, so They're in like actual champ select for game 2, so it'll be just a minute or two before we can jump in, see what happened in the draft.
Oh, sorry, my mic was muted.
You're fine.
I don't know if I'm friends with anyone on the.
Well, you
Red
can either spectate off
squad.
of me, or you'll have to use OPGG.
Sure.
I mean, between the two of us, we probably have all of Rodham added. But we have probably opposite people added.
Yeah.
Because yeah, there was one week casting the Masters team, and I'm like, oh, I don't know that I have anyone on the Masters team added. As it turns out, I do have Yuna added. Shout out to Yuna. If you're watching, you're probably not. I don't know why you would drag yourself through a gold cast. But if you are, I appreciate it.
Going to see the Yon gameplay that we were seeing in that game 1.
It was some nice Yon gameplay.
For
God,
sure.
now you've got me saying Yon. Ah!
You're welcome.
I blamed CJ for it yesterday, and now here you are making me do it too.
Eventually, we'll bring you to the dark side.
Oh, Aeropox did send me a draft link. I'm gonna peek. What do we have? Ooh. Those are some champions in this video game. You're in for a treat.
I'm excited.
Okay, they're into game officially, so we can
Nice.
open up the champ select and look at what has occurred. I can read off bans if you want them, but you should be able to, if you go on OPGG, you can pull them up now.
Great.
If you need to.
Will do.
I have them on different sides. I'm fixing the scoreboard. We're not like missing anything. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm more assuring people on the stream because they're still just watching the crow, which is honestly the most important thing. But
Yes, I would like to give my computer a virus. Thank you.
thanks, OPGG. All right, so draft's up on the screen.
It's gonna be a big surprise to me. I'm excited.
I'll spoil. There was a B1 Seraphine for you. At this point, if teams are not B1ing this champ, you have to wonder kind of what their draft is about.
Yeah, that chip is rather strong. And you can flex it, which makes it even stronger.
Yeah. Goon Squad decided out of the things that were painful to them last game that Vi was the most painful. So they got rid of Vi.
That's interesting.
Then first picked the Seraphine. Rodham got Volibear Lucian, and then paired the Lucian with Braum later on. You got a Kale, you got a Karma for Rodham. Goon Squad with Lilia, Trundle, Irelia, and the Seraphine Sona bottom lane.
have to wait until they're in-game for my spectate to work.
Okay. Well, you have 40
But I am
seconds.
watching I am seeing their champions on our stream, so yeah. The Senna or the Seraphine with the Sona is a good pairing. I've seen it. It seems like it's a less popular in favor of like Senna or um, but I think they've got a decent team comp around it. You usually want something really strong melee to be able to pair that with, and they've got that in the Aurelia mid. So it should be a pretty interesting draft. I do like that they RTM decided to try to punish that with the Lucian Braum. Really strong pairing, and I think actually Lucian has some decent ways to pressure this kind of weak pairing early.
Yep, it'll be interesting. We're loading in to game number 2. Our team on match point looking to close this one out. And GSG went for a different look to their team composition. The B1 Seraphine kind of helped smooth that one out. They got the famous Cloud9, we broke the meta, put it back pairing.
I did have to wait for the game delay, so we're good now.
Okay, cool. Hopefully we're into game then.
Oh, they fixed my scoreboard issue too. Wow, look at that. I can see the items when people buy them, and I don't have to refresh the scoreboard manually.
Dang.
Beautiful.
Ooh, Smitty has the LCS Braum Chroma. That's a rare one. Damn. That was kind of rude of Volibear. He built that ice sculpture made of, well, that looked like a bear and then called it a weakling and killed it. I don't know why he spent all that time making the sculpture if he was just going to be mean to it. But...
To send a message, obviously.
And what message is that?
He was just showing them what they can expect later.
Oh, okay. How do you feel about the Ocean Song Seraphine being paired with the Arcade Sona? Is that a good theming?
It's okay. I feel like the Ocean Song is one of the weaker Seraphine skins of the ones that exist. Not my personal favorite, but I also don't own one yet, so need to get on that.
I just don't like the champion.
That's fair.
And like the whole idea is that she's a pop star, and all of her skins are she's a pop star.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's nothing particularly exciting about any of that to me. Oh no. Because yeah, usually skins that I find fun are ones that are, you know, oh, this is something.
I'm fighting minions. Oh, we're back.
They're immediately back in. Okay.
Yeah. All right. A quick DC.
I'm fighting minions. Minions are fighting me. Unhappy face. I'm fighting inner demons. My inner demons won. AKA I play with Smitty. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just reading chat.
Some good banter.
In general, I like skins that kind of are transformative for champions. I think that's like an interesting idea when you can take a champion and make
RTM gonna hit level 2?
Something else, but
oh yeah, this might be a kill.
That's what happens to the champion with the lowest base health in the game of like a normal champion.
And that Decker guide was really greedy not flashing there. Like, especially after getting tagged with the Q, you gotta like insta flash or even flash the Q, especially since they're level 2 versus 1. So that is the power of what our team was trying to do here, trying to shut down that scaling by picking something that was able to punish it early and find themselves with a kill, they're going to be able to push that wave in and get a reset here, get that golden Lucian's pocket into some items, and look to do the same thing again. I
Ooh,
guess
and
the only
Gid
bright spot is
immediately. So Gid has skipped one camp.
yep.
This is the 4 camp gank into top lane, and it's looking for Naga.
Ganking Kale, so you're gonna have to do it on your own here until Kale's 6.
Yeah, I like the look, but yeah, into that mini minions probably wasn't the highest success rate gank in the entire world. And now he's gonna give up potentially both crabs off of that.
Yeah. There's a possibility that Lucian Braum may be able to fight off this bottom side crab take, but RTM's gonna be thinking about that. Not sure if it's at the top of their priority chart here.
I think it's interesting taking Smitty sorry, I said Smitty, taking Bing Bong from something that was kind of aggressive early with a lot of agency that he kind of punished Naga on, and kind of
Mm.
flipping the script now. It's Naga that has the champion that's capable of doing the punishing. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know that I like that. We'll see how well it pays off for them. So far, I mean, Bing Bong doing fine. He's farming. He's doing the kale thing. He's even, which is great. So no notes just yet, but I just think it's interesting in draft to go from, hey, I want to play aggressive and I want to be the one on the lead foot, to I'm playing kale.
Yep. And can definitely is able to pick it up. A different play style here, but is a very strong champion, especially if they're able to scale well.
Yeah, Naga DC'd. It took them a little chunk to realize that he had left, but looks like he's having some issues. Hopefully he's not on the Bell Canadian internet.
Yes, that has been disastrous from what I've heard.
It was out for like 12 hours just countrywide today, maybe even a little longer. I saw one of my friends I used to play StarCraft with went to a McDonald's and downloaded a bunch of YouTube videos, I guess, so I could watch them after work. I just thought that was kind of funny. I don't know why. Maybe that just reminds me of Vaughn going to the McDonald's to play his League of Legends series.
Yeah, and they had surprisingly good internet from what I remember.
Yeah, I that was the legendary Rodham game from Firelight, winning a Get Wrecked series from the McDonald's. What is
Pause,
happening in this
pause,
chat?
pause.
That's why he only plays supports mid. Smitty is my favorite demon. He loves it. Rar. Uh,
Wow,
Atlas
there's a
says I
lot going
cheat on
on
my
over
support, and Smitty says hence why I'm a demon. Yeah,
here.
that tracks. Do you go full demon mode when Jesse plays with another support?
Jesse knows better.
I mean, that AD support connection, like that's more important than like you and your wife, right? Like that's
Right, you don't tamper with that. There's an understanding.
anyway. Shout outs to 40JR Pilot, whoever you are, for the resub.
That's definitely not Jesse here.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I guess if this pause goes long, we could always make a switch to the other game, but
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for something resembling confirmation. A lot of times people just say what's happening in the chat, and it usually updates. But yeah, if it goes too much longer, I don't think they're. I guess I could check on OBS or
the other
OpenGG.
game is in. Yeah, that's true. We touched huge.
Okay, it looks like they did load in.
Yep,
Oh, but there's the unpause.
we're coming back.
Yeah.
Here we go.
If that timer's right on OPGG, we're actually like at almost identical game times now, so that's kind of funny. Play will resume in 0. Excellent. I'm assuming you're having the same issue?
I am, yes.
Okay. I'm assuming what happens is that eventually it's no longer 0 and it just starts.
There it is.
All right.
Alrighty.
I hadn't seen that particular one before, but
I think
immediately
they fell asleep on the pause there.
Decker guy is just going to sacrifice himself. That's probably smart. Atlas just needs
Hello?
to last hit it.
Yep.
Atlas? Okay, there he is. Looks like he was taking a second to decide to last hit that one, but does eventually take it.
Yep. And that might have been the pause affecting Sona there, kind of forgetting that the Braum is very much in that bush chilling. So 2 kills onto Atlas here, and that's really what you needed. Something to offset the scaling is try to punish it early, and I love the flash
The
here.
flash forward gets the last auto for the Braum passive. They'll get another kill in the bottom lane. That one goes the way of Smitty, unfortunately, potentially, but you know, still takes Heart out for the first time this game, prevents him from farming, and gets you a 3rd kill across that bottom lane.
Yeah, and I love how aggressive RTM's played that bot lane.
Finch is looking for the solo bolo here, but Aeropox has the flash just in time to be able to escape.
I don't think he can stay either. There's still this. Finch has his ult available still, so.
Yeah, it doesn't quite have enough mana for it, I think. 100 mana is
That's true.
a reasonable investment at this point in the game, and Finch doesn't have that much left, but yeah, still was more in the tank, so Aeropox would have to be a little bit careful, but looks like he'll survive, go back to base, and heal up. He's down about 20 CS in the mid lane, which is something to keep an eye on as Finch is continuing to power up a little bit toward his way to the Ruin King.
Yeah, and Finch has a very nice CS lead opened up in this mid lane. I mean, almost double already here at the 7-minute mark, so doing a very good job of that. Takes a quick back after coming back to lane, but yeah, our team Smitty gonna go ahead and roam up here. He's got a roam timer.
Yeah, Bing Bong grabs his Noon Quiver, so he's headed for a more traditional AD mythic, probably the Kraken Slayer, you would imagine.
Yeah, and that's I'm kind of surprised by that, honestly. I think AP might be a little bit better here, just because RTM kind of lacks some magic damage, since this Karma is probably going to go a little bit more supportive. But RTM Smitty coming in for a gank onto Finch.
Yeah, I don't know that they really kill him in any reasonable amount of time. Meanwhile, Atlas and Gid are just going to tear apart Sona again in the bottom lane. Yeah. Jabbers is here, going to force Smitty to at least use his stand behind me to get out. And Aeropox is just trying to farm, it looks like, here in the mid lane with Jabbers and Finch continuing to apply pressure. Yeah. But the big story, again, Atlas and Gid combining for another kill in the bottom lane. That doesn't get less scary anytime soon, really, for Decker and Hart.
Yeah, and Sona is just dying on repeat here. I mean, level 4, there's not much that she has been present for in this game, and so it's going to be quite a while till the Sona comes online, just pushing that scaling back even further. So RTM doing a good job here.
Aeropox is starting to be able to fight back a little bit, but Finch now, with the passive stacked up, is enough to at least scare him off. Vanguard's Edge was used during that fight, so can't be used to re-engage, and Gid will probably help him drag that one under tower. And it's been a lot of helping Aeropox try to survive this lane against the Irelia.
Yeah, I mean, the other lanes are doing so well that you can kind of afford to, but ooh,
the charm, yeah, the wall just not quite in front of Atlas, but not really going to matter too much. It looks like there is Atlas just standing and delivering underneath the pressure from the Sona and Seraphine.
Yeah, and Sona's just so far behind here that nothing really to follow up onto Heart of Arcs. we really haven't seen much of Jabbers in this game, protecting
Yeah, he's been pretty
any
quiet on
lane
the
so far. Just
Trundle,
kind of,
which is kind of unusual. Usually you can hit that level 3, look for a strong early play, because that pillar is just so disgusting early.
as I say that, he is making his way topside here. I think this is a really nice gank opportunity. Kale is pushed way far up here and is not really a threat.
Yeah, Divine Intervention's available, so not a huge kill threat, but get the flash out of Bing Bong, and now maybe an opportunity to return there in a minute or two.
Yeah, definitely should look to take advantage of that, especially because Kale has not hit that scary level 11 mark and is not going to for a little bit here. So looks like they're gonna RTM's gonna elect to do the Herald here.
Jabbers with the Simpsons grandpa gif. Just walks in, walks back out. Yep, they're doing that. So Harold
Gives
will
them
go
a
over
nod.
to ROTM, and Gid now with a lot of options to try to break this one open. I'd like to see him use it top lane, personally, get a little bit of more gold onto the Kale. I don't want to
Yep.
see him use it mid, even though I know that that's your losing lane. That'd be like your stopgap solution, but
Yeah, and bot lane's also a decent option, I
yeah.
think. Um, but I think they're going to look to take this Drake. They've got so much bot lane priority that playing around this bot side should be a priority for them. Going to be able to maybe look for a gank here and into a tower take and then a dragon.
Kind of interesting. Gid just walks straight from Herald down to bottom lane and sits in this bush. No camps in between. No wording. None of that ugly business. Just straight man mode fighting, walking down. And now he's going to start up the dragon. Irelia is going to spot him out though with a pink ward. So this gets a little bit scary. This combination hasn't quite power spiked for either side really. Atlas is the only one with
Yep.
a mythic. Good stop by Smitty so far, but the pinch comes in. The Vanguard's edge into the backline. Big Seraphine ult trying to lock everybody up. Atlas is on the backside, just throwing the culling back in. The Dragon goes the way of ROTM, but they lose a kill in the process. Aeropox just trying to rejoin with the boys and help get them out. But yeah, the one kill goes back for GSG.
Okay.
That might have been a little less than they were hoping off of that group of abilities, but they at least get something back off of it.
Yep, do pick up the Braum. The wall was used maybe a little bit too early there to stop the Seraphine E, but I don't think there's much RTM could have really done there too differently, except just maybe elected to not have done the Dragon. Maybe you summon that Rift Herald to kind of give yourself more priority, but either way, gonna get the Dragon as a trade for that one kill, and I think you feel okay with if you're RTM for that trade. You want to keep stacking these Drakes to try to get some early fights, force the scaling comp to come to you, and get them to fight before they really are online.
Yeah. So 1,000 gold lead is fine right now for ROTM. The most impressive thing I think is Bing Bong being pretty much even. I mean, within a minion wave of Naga on the Lilia is a pretty good job so far. And
Yeah,
Atlas continuing to really set the pace in that bottom lane.
yeah. The flash is down here, so it's potential that they look for something here, but Bing Bong doing a really good job of respecting the Trundle here, and they're just gonna walk into a kill bot lane.
Yeah, this time it's the Seraphine that walks into the kill, and
Yep.
Atlas picks up his third, easy as you like, down there in the bottom lane. Immediately going to drop the Rift Herald and continue to apply the pressure down here. Decker guy just trying to hold on, but there's not a whole lot that the solo Sona can do. And they have the volley bear.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't have the volley bear ult. They don't even need it. Smitty tanks two tower shots, and he'll walk right back out.
Yeah, Finch is going to be here to pick this up, and I don't think RTM could really stay around to get more plates because of how much armor they got from, or the tower gets from 3 members of ROTM knocking a couple plates off, so looks like they're probably just going to look to push this wave in and reset, but a gank into the top lane.
One more auto isn't quite enough. The
Oh
W
my
doesn't finish
goodness.
him off. Bing Bong gets 1 kill, now trying to
Yeah.
turn on a Jabbers. He'll get it traded out, but that auto was able to sneak in right before the sleep came through. Now get able to turn off the tower. They'll finish off another kill in the bottom lane, and ROTM have not reset, have not gone home from this bottom lane, and they continue powering on through members of GSG.
Yeah, not at all. And Atlas again putting on a great performance here. 5-0 on the Lucian and just finding pick after pick here. I really like what RTM's done in this early game. Able to punish this bot lane. Say you can't pick double enchanter into us, and showing why. Doing a good job.
Yep, a good job so far, but of course the scary part is yet to come for the double enchanter. Once you get that first item completed, you start stabilizing a little bit. If they're able to get to that point, then it becomes a little bit different of a monster to navigate. But for right now, excellently done so far from ROTM, and they have a Hextech Dragon in a minute 15 that should hopefully have their name on it.
Yeah, I think if you're Goon Squad, you're gonna look to maybe even give this one and just look to scale up a little bit more. I will say that they have some good team fight options.
Oh, gonna try to find
Goodbye.
Decker guy. He isn't gonna get stunned up. Oh, Alice able to dash through. That was a really good shield from the Braum. Alice now needs to dash back over the wall, and a good disengage on the fissure. But Gid still wants more. Gonna walk on in, take a little bit of a bite there, and with the Aeropox in their pocket, now everything will slow down here in mid lane. But another pick for ROTM and potentially continuing this pressure onward.
Yep. And Smitty there had a nice wall to block the Seraphine ult, so Atlas was able to not get charmed, but we've got 15 seconds here until Dragon spawns. No TP, notably, for OTM Bing Bong, who flashes away from the Lilia.
Yeah, it gets slept, but ultimately not going to result in much more than another Dark Harvest stack for Naga. No real healing just yet on the Kale, so just the red buff will help stack up, plus the shitty Kale heal. And still continuing to take this fight into the minion wave. Kale
Yeah, he's got the red buff.
doing alright for himself, but that burn gets a little bit scary. Now, face taking
Dead,
the
though.
tower, plus the Swirl Seed. That's a little too much there, Bing Bong.
Yep. Was pretty chunked there from the early Lilia trade. Gotta pick the tower up, but goes down, giving a kill over to Lilia. Notably, RTM does pick up that third Drake, so this is what you wanted, I think, if you're RTM. You want to make them fight you on this fourth Drake and look to get more kills and the Drake, but this Aurelia is going to be something RTM is going to have to answer. Is doing well in the farm department, and has a nice level lead as well, so going to be the player to watch for Goon Squad.
Yeah, I think of unfortunately if you're Goon Squad, you're starting to scale in with the Kale, and that is the kind of natural answer in the side lane to the Irelia, and will make it a little bit hard for her to do her job. Smitty is caught.
He's gone.
They have enough damage to eventually finish that one off. The burn from the Lilia is enough to pick that kill, and a little bit of a pick there onto Smitty, a little unfortunate. And now we do get to see the Bing Bong versus Finch matchup down in the bottom lane. Vanguard's edge used.
EP coming in.
Oh yeah, the kill ult not able to connect. Finch, really nicely done there by Finch.
Yeah, and TP in there from Heart of Arcs, just to make sure nothing Fairies went on. Doesn't end up getting an assist for that, but he's going to be able to push out this bot lane, and a couple picks here for Goon Squad helps them out. It gives them more time to scale up with this double enchanter bot lane.
This shouldn't be anything here in the mid lane. Just some abilities flying back and forth, but yeah, RTM continuing their pressure as best they can. It's a 2,500 gold lead for them. Really need to find a way to crack this mid lane tower. It feels like the issue that they haven't been able to solve just yet.
That is for sure. RTM is just kind of waiting for this dragon timer. 2.5 minutes here. Want to push this bot wave out. Kale continuing to be in the side lane, but Jid trying to find something and gets a flash out.
Yeah, the fissure comes out, just gonna get one knock up. There's not a whole lot.
Yeah, I don't
It's
think
a
they really want this fight. They want Kale to just continue in the side lane because it's 4v5 in the mid lane.
Yeah, and there's no neutral objective right now. This is just buying time strictly for Kale. There's no
Yep.
other. There's nothing else happening on the map right now. It's a lot of damage out of Aeropox. He finished up his Everfrost and is all of a sudden starting to do a little bit of chunks with those Qs.
Oh, Seraphine ult blown there. And that's a big cooldown for Goon Squad.
We are really A-ramming. This is
Yep.
This is very.
Now we got all 10 players in mid lane here. Not much to do. They're just kind of waiting. Minute and a half till this Drake. RTM's gonna clear out some of this vision. Really like to see them group up here and maybe push for some deeper vision in this bot side, but already have a good amount.
Heart gets chunked very low, so does Decker off of that culling. It's not enough to finish either of them off, though, and now you have that a little bit less ability to go aggressive if you're Atlas without the Gale Force and without the culling.
Yep. Both top laners going to go up the top here. Both with TPs available. Everybody's going to take a reset here before this Drake pops up, and this is going to be, I think, a really big determining factor in how the rest of this game goes.
Wilting Lullaby to save Naga up in the top lane now doesn't have the safety of that, and you can see how handily Bing Bong is able to win these trades. Oh, the flash and the counter flash from Kid. He's still looking for it.
Oh, man. That's really nice pick there with 30 seconds to go till this dragon. Kid is going to have to base, but he's got the Hex Gates, so we'll be able to be there, I think, right when it spawns, and that's a big pick. Naga K Boros is going to have the TP about 2 seconds after this Drake spawns, but I don't know if they're going to be able to contest it without having all 5 members available. RTM already here, just kind of defending the area.
Yep, and still need to get Bing Bong and Gid in, but Hex Gates for Gid warping their way on in. Here comes the rest of the squad. Aeropox
TP behind here.
Just trying to buy some time. Yeah, TP in behind from Lilia. Have to keep an eye on that one. The Swarovski not quite gonna land. They're looking at Gid. There's not really too many abilities landing. Now Gid looking for the engage. Where's the damage actually coming from RTM? Bing Bong gets a big Kale ult to try to turn that one around. 1 for 1 though. Finch getting kited out. Atlas able to eventually finish him off. But now we've reset. Aeropox falls. Bing Bong is just layering in the auto attacks from the outside. Atlas finishes him off, and everything finally tilts the way of ROTM. Naga forced to flee. He hits the blast cone out to safety.
Yeah, super chaotic fight there. Really, really, really nice ult from RTM Bing Bong onto Gid Shadeslayer. Is able to save him right before he goes down and buy enough time to get the rest of the team in the position they needed to be to win that fight. So 4 for 1 and the Dragon Soul, or 4 for 2 and the Dragon Soul. Going to be a lot for RTM in this game, and that's exactly what you wanted. Now they need to finish this game out quickly. They are kind of on a timer with the scaling double enchanter bot lane, so would like to see them pick up the Baron soon and get some more towers for themselves.
Do you like Heart going for the Ludens this game on the Seraphine?
So the reason why you go Ludens is you don't want to double stack Liandry's. I would have probably liked to see it on her more than Lilia. I feel like Lilia could have gone for another option, but that's the main reason that you're seeing, I think, the Ludens on Seraphine in this game.
I just didn't know if you'd prefer something there or which item you'd prefer on the Lilia.
I think that's probably the best remaining one if you're not going to go Liandry's. Trying to think what other mythic you would go. Maybe you just well, you don't want to go Moonstone because you got that on Sona. So it's like it's kind of just, well, I've got got to pick up something here.
What did I build that was really oh, it wasn't Moonstone. I built on Lilia. Never mind. I
Oh,
was gonna say I built
that
something
guy
weird in
just has a
A-Rave in this
flash.
situation, but yeah, that's just a straight flash from Heart. No real
Yeah,
choice there.
this will be interesting.
Oh, Bing Bong, I don't think knew Finch was in the bush, but then got the little Hex Tech proc onto him. Does he win this trade? That's
Yep,
very
just
close,
barely.
but Bing Bong gets the last auto down.
Yeah, and I was really interested to see how that fight would go at a straight 1v1 there. Uh, kind of the two strong members here. Maybe Atlas is a little bit stronger for RTM, but this Kale now, level 16, split pushing by themselves.
So if you fight it now, Irelia wins, because she just finished Shield Bow. That little shield would
Right.
have been the difference, but unfortunately fought it about 3 seconds sooner, and that meant that she didn't have Shield Bow.
Yep. And Smitty just continuing to wail away in the side lane. Hit the level 16 breakpoint, so it's going to kind of stymie the scaling differences in the team comps. But RTM, if they were near the Baron, this would be a good opportunity for them to do it with 2 members below. But yeah, really want to see RTM look to prioritize this Baron, and it looks like they're doing so. They got 4 members around it right now.
Yep, stun gonna land onto Aeropox. Finch is looking for the solo kill, and he's, well, I guess not really a solo kill, but he does find the kill. Atlas just trying to cull back away. Smitty and Gid collapsing from the top. They'll be able to finish off Finch. In goes Naga into the back line. He'll get a big sleep off, but only onto Smitty. That was a well-timed stand behind me, able to keep him alive. And now Heart of Arcs is dead as well. Atlas picks up 2, able to stay alive, and they didn't need to call in Bing Bong to that fight, which means the KO can continue split pushing.
Yeah, and that's huge for them. You kind of almost saw the scaling start to come in there. That Decker guy was healing up Finch a ton in that fight and was able to find the pick onto Aeropox. And maybe if it would have just been an isolated 2v2 with Atlas and Aeropox, maybe it picked up another kill. But the reinforcements pop in for RTM there. And they're able to find 3 kills, and then it's going to be the Baron as well. So be great to just see them use this Baron to push Jabbers.
Oh, and Jabbers? Okay. Oh, he's not fine.
Wow.
The Mantra Q from Aeropox does finish him off. Now Finch in trouble as well as Bing Bong. Just, they cannot kill this Kale. The raid boss is fully online, layering in the auto attacks. Now has the ult for the double kill. Decker guy falls, a triple kill. Heart of Arcs is fine underneath. Never mind, he's dead. It's a quadra kill for Rodham Bing Bong.
Yeah, the 2v4 there. Our
2v5.
Bing Bong is able to. Oh yeah, 2v5 able to pick it up there. And I really like the TV there from Aerobox coming up right as he came out of base to support this Kale pick. And man, the Kale doing so much. And Smitty's just going to tank this up, and that should be the game 2 win for RTM.
Yeah, 2-0 win for Rodham Dread. They'll pick up. Oh, they won't quite get Jabbers.
And he was 1 kill from the Penta, sadly. If Aeropox
hadn't taken the first one with the Mantra Q that Bing Bong wouldn't have gotten. What a jerk. No.
Sad that we don't get the bonus there, but man, what a performance there from RTM.
Yeah, Dread with 2 pretty clean games. Take down Goon Squad Gaming Kai. They're going to improve to 3-1 and put themselves in a really good position headed into the second half of their schedule. So we'll take just a short break, and we're going to jump into Game 2 of Harvest. We'll see how they're doing. What can we say? He binged, and then he bonged, and then the game was over. All right. Well, here you go. Whiplash time number 2. I'm in. I'm not going to assume where you're at, but
I am looting. All right. Let me get caught up to speed here, and we'll be good to go.
yeah. So New Origins looks like they've had a little bit stronger of an early game.
Oh,
Off of the
big
back
fight.
of a 10-3 Mordekaiser, currently being piloted by Flying Objet. And that seems like an issue that they're going to have to deal with. Oath is going to get caught. Actually, a lot of CC going down on him. Flying Objet picks up that kill somehow over the wall. Scrams is just stuck in the middle, does get one. Trying to reset now and at least get some damage through from the Malzahar. Matsuro fighting front to back, but it's just not really going to help him out. Saint is busy split pushing up on the top side, but New Origins finds a couple of extra kills.
Yeah, and I think I'm just a tad ahead of you there. Saw that as we went in, but
Well, I hit plus, so we'll catch up. Dragon goes down Squishy Tree, just able to sneak that one away from Duvranga, and that'll put them on Air Soul point.
yeah. Well, RTM finds themselves in a little bit of a hole here, but definitely has some big scalers to help them out with that. They've got the Gangplank, got the Seraphine, and the Kaisa as well. Scales pretty well into late game, and Diego, one of those kind of champions that if you get a reset, you almost always do pretty well in the
Oh,
team
look
fights.
at
But
Squishy Tree's build. What a treat.
huh,
Going
very
full man
interesting.
mode. When you play Zinzao, you have to listen to Be a Man from the Mulan soundtrack. He's really
Yes.
just embracing that. The Kraken Slayer into the Death's Dance on the Zinzao.
Yep. And yeah, this Mordekaiser seems to be the big problem here for RTM. 11 kills on Flying Object.
I
I like that there's no C. It's I
so
don't objet.
um so my thought, because
Uh-huh.
I had half a thought. So it's New Origin with an E, which is
Uh-huh.
correct in French, and flying objet would be flying object in. I mean, I don't know why flying isn't also in French, but objet would be object in French.
Huh.
So I don't know if they're just like French Canadian or something like that. Um,
That would make sense. That's kind of funny.
um,
I like that.
that might be wrong, but that's it. That's the half-baked theory that I had during the last game. But yeah, no other reason that I would think that. They don't have a logo, so there's really nothing to base this on. They're just named New Origin with an E.
Uh-huh. I would wish that the rest of their team was falling into that. It'd make things a lot clearer. It'd be funny.
I don't know, the French Canadians do love their L9 names as well. I do know that one.
Little Saint gonna
Saint
pick up the
is
bot lane tower.
just split
Might die
pushing.
for it though.
Yeah, he's got the Gangplank, the Betrayer skin, and really. Oh,
Oh, flash. Dead.
yeah.
Malzahar gonna TP to this Baron though to stop it.
Hook gonna land on a literal E-girl. They really have
I
to be
could
careful
fight
about the
this.
Mordekaiser. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, Matsuro didn't quite get pulled back by that claw, and now immediately New Origin starts up the Baron. They'll start wailing away on that one. And ROTM left to try to figure out how to contest this, if they want to contest it. How do they want to do it? In comes Scrams. He's not going to get close, not going to get an opportunity. And the Baron goes the way of New Origin.
Yeah. And another pickup there for New Origin. Still kind of the same gold lead hanging around, but definitely winning in the objective game. We'll have to see how they utilize this Baron if they're able to push with it and kind of start breaking away from RTM here.
Yeah, it's still relatively close in overall gold. You just have that huge discrepancy in the top lane is the big issue. You have the 15,000 gold Mordekaiser to try to contend with. He's got Ignite, so not even the lacking the combat summoner. Everything else is like relatively even. Like there's a 2k advantage for Malzahar over Seraphine. Oath has a pretty decent advantage over Ezreal, but like it just seems like the struggle of how to solve the Malzahar problem right now. And what you want to see is a QSS on Oath and a QSS on Scrams, and I think you've solved the problem. But
Yep. That is
we're not there yet.
1,300 gold that RTM really can't afford being down a little bit here.
Satan doesn't need one. He's got oranges as long as he holds them, which might be a little bit risky against the 11-3 Mordekaiser, but here we go. They're looking for a play onto Flying Objet. Cannon Barrage being used. Scrams gets the stun. He's just trying to take down Little Saint to start off with. Heartbreaker comes out, just trying to get that little bit of damage. Can Scrams duel? The passive is burning him down. The Q isn't enough. It's a double kill for Flying Objet. And L9 Turbo Pack will come in to try to help push. Duvranga does get the charm. Oath is here just to try to finish him off. Where is the damage coming from? They finally get the shutdown, but now L9 Turbo Pack trying to fight his way. Oath flashes into melee range, which might not have been the play. Duvranga trying to finish him off. One more Q is enough to finish it, but now literal E-Girl is left split pushing.
Yeah. When the dust settles there, it's going to be a 2 for 3, but they do get the shutdown onto the Mordekaiser, which is big, and then Shadow Reapers.
Shadow Reapers is looking for Duvranga, has the damage to eventually finish off the Seraphine. And New Origin comes out with an extra kill on the end of that one, thanks to their support.
Yeah, very well played there. Able to pick up an extra one for themselves. And not only the death timer is just desynced here, so this Baron push doing well for them. Shadow Reaper's just trying to make sure the wave continues pushing. But Malzahar going to pick up that bot lane tower as well. There's definitely a lot of value in picking up a QSS here, and it looks like Oath has finally decided to grab that, but Scrams?
Scrams is looking for Shadow Reapers, but gets the Malzahar ult. The Malefic Vision's doing quite a bit of work on him, and Squishy Tree is just able to solo Lil Saint on the side.
Yep. Little Saint having a little bit of a rough game for himself here, 2-10 on the Gangplank. And there's just so many things to easily blow him up. Very squishy champion, for sure.
Snare is going to land onto L9 Turbo Pack. Oath trying to get that damage out. Charm connects through onto Literal E-Girl into the hook. That's really nicely done by Matsuro. Duvranga finishes that one off. Now Scrams trying to find the reset, trying to find the kill onto L9. Turbo Pack does finally with the Heartbreaker. Squishy Tree gets caught maybe on the front of this one. Wow. Gets shut down by Duvranga. Shadow Reapers is the last one left as Scrams is chasing him down through the jungle. They do still have to worry about Flying Objet up in the top lane, but Scrams should eventually finish off the Leona, one would hope. There's not really anywhere for Leona to go, yeah. Yep. Cannon Barrage is used just to try to stop Flying Objet. He is currently sieging 4 members underneath the tower. Now pulls Oath into the Death Realm. That's a scary place for him to be. He's got the ult back across, but the mace is just too much. And now he's regained about half of his health somehow. Eventually should burn down to Little Saint's passive plus the damage from Duvranga. Another shield comes out. Another grass proc. Duvranga still trying to stay strong. Scrams is here to finally finish that one off. And it's a really delayed ace for ROTM. And they'll try to regain what's left of their base of shambles.
Well, we really saw where the power for New Origin is in this game. It is all on this Mordekaiser. When the Mordekaiser wasn't with them, they got aced and was almost able to win in a 4v1 by himself there. So in the end, though, RTM gets the delayed ace, gets a lot of gold for themselves, which is going to be very nice. But the big objectives here coming up very soon. 45 seconds on this Baron and then 3 minutes on the Elder Drake. So want to get as strong as possible here, but the QSSs are starting to come in for RTM.
Scrams just kind of backs right in their faces. That was a little risky on his part, but he gets away with it. And yeah, there's the QSS and a stopwatch actually picked up by the Viego, so he's relatively safe right now. And Scrim's doing pretty well for himself. 7-4-3.
Yep.
Has had a pretty good overall scoreline game. Of course, we didn't see, the setup, what's really happened in this one. But Scrim's able to smite away his own blue buff, keeps that for himself. And now Baron has spawned for New Origins as they started up. ROTM looking for a way to contest. Oh, the Duvranga ult just wasn't enough. Hook over the wall does land on a flying objet. Lil Saint gets pulled in, gets blown up almost. Scrams into the backside, but not quite able to steal it. Squishy Tree secures the Baron, and now the fight of their lives for ROTM. Oath trying to do anything he can, but he can't finish off L9 Turbo Pack, and it's just the two supports, Matsuro and Duvranga, left trying to kite back away. It's enough damage to finish off L9 Turbo Pack. A good root from Duvranga, a good hook back. They're doing everything right, but they just don't have the damage to chew through any of these people. Squishy Tree healing back up as quickly as he's being blown down, and New Origin comes away with 3 members holding the purple buff, and they're walking minions down mid lane.
Yeah, and Scrams actually smiting that blue buff meant that there was no smite for him on this Baron, so New Origin, I don't know if they were tracking that or not, but able to just force it, and without that Seraphine ult landing, we're able to wipe the team fight there. And I think this is going to be the game. It's going to be really darn close.
Yeah, Scrams and Saint are back up here in 2, but the Nexus is under fire. Ult's coming out, but there's just not enough time, and New Origins evens the series at 1 apiece.
Yep, and we're going to go to game 3 here to decide it all.
Well, we'll be right back with that. Series tied at 1, and Harvest always likes making us have these 3-game series. So 20 more kills donated to charity, which is a positive. I fucked up and didn't get game 2 of Dread. I'll have to check that one.
I got it.
Oh, you got it. Thank you. I have to run to the bathroom again. I don't know if you had this issue with COVID, but I have to shit a lot, and it's really uncomfortable, and I don't like it.
That is fair.
No one prepared me for that. I was prepared for the smelling loss. I wasn't prepared to just.
Yeah, I didn't have that one.
That's good for you. I'll be right back again.
See you in a bit.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh, I did get a draft link. I don't know if you have one.
I did not.
I'll send it to you. Oh, interesting. I had New Origins as NO. Apparently they're NRG. Which is, you know, a different professional organization, but you know.
You into sports betting at all? Or have you done so in the past?
Not hugely, but
Yeah.
probably enough that I'll understand what you're about to say.
Oh, I just was curious what your thoughts were on it. So I just
Oh.
have a I've never bet, but I am tempted to make a bet this year because I feel like Vegas put K-State really low on their football odds. They're over under on their record.
Ah. Yeah.
But I've wondered what the main reason I'm asking is because I wondered what your take, like what's your feeling when you bet? Do you feel more invested in whatever you're betting on?
I tend to not. I don't know. I don't like putting money on the table. Like the only betting in quotation marks that I've done like at all recently, they kicked that guy. They didn't just remove him. They banned him.
We are waiting
from
on
the
an
lobby.
e-sub. Oh,
That's
hello.
interesting. But yeah, like I played fantasy football with some people, and like it's like $10 a buy-in. We've done fantasy LCS. That's about as much as my betting investment has been into stuff. But I don't know. I think it's interesting, like especially the way that the betting works, like the way Vegas sets lines and things and comes up with the actual bets to.
Yeah, the fact that they're able to take like something that is I don't know, as like RNG. I mean, it's not totally RNG, but like the fact that they don't lose money on it is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like in the vast majority of things.
I mean, they keep a booking fee, right? So it's not like.
Yeah.
And then theoretically, the rest is like money in equals money out at some level or another.
Right.
Which is why the odds are the way that they are, is because the amount of money that goes in should be the amount of money that comes out the other side. I'll I see you chose violence in their unified DMs there. That's
Unified is not making me very happy right now. Oh, so Unified has not paid out anyone for their spring, at least in UML, has not paid out anyone for their spring finishing after we were told that it would be in our bank account in 2 to 4 weeks. And it has been 3 months.
Yeah, I
So,
know they're also a month behind on TFT payments, or 2 months behind now, because they
and
have not paid
Yu-Gi-Oh
out.
tournament.
Yeah, they have not paid out for May
Yeah,
when they said that they
they're
would pay out
very behind.
immediately.
So, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on in the financial situation. Uh, but it is not good.
It's also
And
very
I'm sad.
bizarre.
I'm sad too because I have a lot of people that I like it that work at Unified,
Yeah,
and you know, it's like what you would hope an esports organization would be trying to do in like the professionalism aspects and like what they're doing with their like premier leagues, like especially with proving grounds and stuff like that. And I know they put in a lot of work to that, but man, if you can't do the basics of like running tournaments while and like answering questions or doing payouts, there's just like no reason to be hosting tournaments, in my opinion.
yeah. I mostly think it's weird that they keep adding on and adding on and adding on, and the perks are
Right.
like honestly, every person that entered their first TFT tournament made money. Like they only had 8 people, and all of them placed in the top 8 that they paid out.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they make money because it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like any of their leagues have a surplus of signups other than maybe some of their top end leagues did at one point.
Right.
But they don't now. Now they're about even, if my
Yeah.
math is correct on their payouts.
Well, I think technically, well, they have a really steep buy-in. So
Yeah.
for UML, it was like $225 for a 5-man team. And I think top prize, I think it's a $5,000 prize pool. So it ended up being, yeah, about even. But I remember when they were like Upsurge and they charged that, you know, you'd have like 48 teams playing for like a $5,000 prize pool, which is sustainable, reasonable. But like, you know, their numbers have just dropped because their tournament organizing has been so bad. But I think at the top level they do a good job with their proving ground stuff, and maybe they're getting some help from Riot with that.
I've heard some amazing things about their proving grounds
and their lanes
like
too.
Most of the people that I know with Unified are involved in proving grounds in one way or another. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, not paying out is the bare minimum of what you should be doing. Yeah.
Although I guess they just let Emily, I think was her name, go. Emerisi.
Oh really?
Yeah, she said that she was no longer with Unified, and they had a new lady who was doing the casting talent.
Wow, I'm
but,
surprised.
Like, Kronos,
I really liked her a lot.
But yeah, like Kronos still involved, which should mean that like it's a good organization, and the buck stops at him. Because I like Chrono a lot, respect him a lot.
Glad we found something to talk about while we're chilling.
They're still looking for an
sub.
They think they found one. I don't know, man. At a certain point, like
Marriage just wants to go to bed.
I'm sick. That's it.
Yep.
But yeah, like I get not rule sharking people. Like I think the 5 minutes and then bans loss thing it's steep. Like it's understandable.
Yeah.
It's a little overkill IMO, but at this point we have been waiting, what, 10, 15, almost 20 minutes. So at this point, I think if you don't have a sub, like you probably just move on. But I would say that to my own team if I couldn't find a sub in 20 minutes either. But trying not to be biased Marist. I'm looking. Have they made an eSub request? eSubs cannot be Capic section players. Okay. They're still looking. The admin answered in 3 minutes on their last eSub, so the admins are there and paying attention. So that's a positive. That's something that doesn't always happen. Okay, they have posted another eSub. There is an OPGG in the eSub chat. But yeah, I think the hardest thing is just seeing Unified fall from what they were.
Yeah.
Where like it was the league to be in. It was, you know, you knew if you were playing in a Unified league, it was going to be the best players in that skill bracket and the most respected organizations in that skill bracket. There wasn't a huge amount of like, you know, nitpicky bantering and a whole bunch of bullshit going on in the league. It was just, you know, the highest quality League of Legends competition. And now it's not even that. It's just a big prize pool. And even that apparently doesn't pay out. So what's the point?
Yep. And it's crazy how fast it was too. It felt like it was like just over the span of like a year. It just went garbage. Because we played in it, or our team has put teams in it for a while, and I think it really felt like right after the Upsurge was taken and then Unified was put in, it has really fallen off hard, which is sad to see because I know a lot of people that worked in Upsurge and went for the merger have yeah, there's just a lot of people I respect on that team, and it's sad to see it fall from grace for sure.
Oh well, it is kind of the cycle. Shout out to Get Wrecked. That's a negative one. I have thoughts about that as well. Sometimes there's a player that's just banned in all of the other leagues, and you just let them play because you can only find 4 gold teams.
Yeah.
And I guess that's a thing that you have to live with, but that's okay. I'm kind of excited to see your team and Crowstorm both playing in CCS. There's a lot of people from the old Get Wrecked organizations that are in CCS, as it turns out. Sensei Squad's in there.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that there has been, in the vacancy that Unified has left, some really big tournament organizers that have kind of stepped up to the plate, and I think Runeterra Academy was that, and then I've been pretty pleased with Aegis so far and halfway through season, and Classic Championship Series also. Although we have not gotten very far into it, I am excited to play in their leagues. Definitely seem like they have their stuff together.
Yeah, and they seem like kind of from the same vein, so
right.
They do seem to pair well together.
That's for sure. And a lot of people sign up. I mean, they had 48 like flat applications. I mean, 32 people are in the league, but That's a lot of applications to get for a tournament that has started just
Yeah.
this year.
Your team currently doesn't have a jungler listed on your roster.
We... Well, I put it in the correct paperwork. Let's just
Okay.
say that. And it was approved. So I think they are in
Yeah.
the midst of updating that, but it's been a long wait, but I've enjoyed the chat. I have debated whether or not I should write a Twitter thread about Unified, but we'll see.
Sorry, we had a dog pee explosion, as it turns out.
Good time to have one. We've got a little bit of a weight on our hands here. Looks like we should be done soonish. TM. Did you see that Shroud is coming back to competitive play?
That really doesn't mean a whole lot to me, I'll be honest.
Oh.
Like
well,
I know who
Sentinels
Shroud
picking up
is,
Shroud.
and I know what competitive play is, but it
Yes.
doesn't like wow me or excite me or anything. So
Okay. Well, for those that care, the Sentinels picked them up in Valorant.
oh, in
To
Valorant.
come play.
Okay.
Yes. So I was surprised that he'd come back to. I think it's good for an org pickup, but it'll be interesting to see, I guess, how well he performs after not playing for probably like 2 years at this point.
So what's weird to me is we've been waiting here, right, for somebody from New Origin. They
Yep.
only have 3 players in the lobby, so they need 2 people. Oh, I can't see their... Okay. Yeah, I can only see Dread's division for some reason.
Oh yeah, we're not even waiting on an E sub. that hasn't been approved yet. We are waiting on their admin to approve the player still. So we are chilling. No, we're waiting. We've been waiting 20 minutes for a response on the second player. Oh, I guess 10 minutes.
Like here-ish. Well, looks like we might litigate this one a bit more.
Yep. Just fair. It has been a long wait. I'm all for, giving giving teams a little bit of wiggle room on exact timings before stuff and playing fair, but wait 30 minutes in between games to find an e-sub.
So they... Okay. Well, there are finally 10 people in this lobby. So that's a solid start.
That is a good start for sure. We will see actually ever get to the game though. I like to do stuff. Waiting for e-sub requests is my favorite pastime actually, Scrubbles.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what we're waiting for currently.
Maybe a admin ruling on the lengthy wait, or
See, I would say that, but I don't see anyone in the help desk with the admins. Um, and I also don't see like any messages. Okay, Scrams is asking if we're good.
need to put on the Jeopardy 10-hour loop. You have an R for draft.
1R. This lobby's gonna time out in the middle of this draft.
Excited. Well, I don't think it does because it's tournament code. So
I think it does still, but
really? All right. Well, I think for the E sub they lose their first 3 bans, so
they should. Which there was a point of discussion, but it appears that we just agree on that now, so that's nice. Alright, we're into draft for game 3. Did I send you the link? I don't know if I did.
I've got it. We're good
Okay.
to go.
There's a Yorick ban, and then this should be a no ban from Energy. Rodham will have 2 more, and then we will mercifully get into game number 3 eventually. Also, Energy doesn't have a logo, so they're Goon Squad. Just
Depending on how the game goes, I don't know how Goon Squad will like being associated or not.
oh well, I can change it then, I guess.
No, I'm just choosing.
I also don't know what color they are in the Aegis Discord, so
You should just put up the Energy team logo.
ooh, I'd have to actually look for that though. Just
Sure.
have one ready. Oh, I wonder if I have. There's a team that I really liked. I saved their logo at one point. Oh, I didn't save it. They're called the Chicken Contendies. I think I have it on my phone. I have the P-Cup logo. I have some wild ones in here. Oh, I have the. Do you remember the summer Return of the Middlesticks logo with the like Cuban cigar and the sunglasses? I'll just put it up. It's on the stream.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
A relic of the past. Oh yes. Oh yes. The relic of the past.
All right. So Energy's gonna first pick Kled, which takes it away from Saint. And then Rodham counters with Jin and Nivea. Jin is. We were talking to Oath last night while we casted the Darkwind series. He's been basically one-tricking Jin since swapping to 80, so that feels pretty good. And Nivea for Duvranga is one of his favorite picks. And we're going right back to the Squishy Tree Jinzhao that did fine last game, as far as I know. And somehow Seraphine has made it all the way to this point in the pick phase, and still might not get picked.
Oh, I would love to see RTM just pop that Seraphine into support.
I almost don't know. Matsuro had it. Was it game 1 or was it last game? that he had it.
I think Devranga had
No,
it
Duvranga
mid.
had it last game. Yeah.
Yeah, Devranga had it last game. But Seraphine was picked in game 1 as well.
God.
Trying to.
Yeah, who knows?
Oh man, the jumble in my head.
Yeah. Keenan is locked in. No Kel to go with it, no orange soda, but Keenan will be playing in the top lane against Kled, so the K lane. Rodham can now ban Seraphine if they need to, but with Karma picked, I don't know that you need to necessarily. Like Seraphine Karma is not like a great lane, and having Seraphine and Karma separately isn't usually ideal because they do kind of the same thing.
I'd like to see an Ezreal ban. Nice. There's from RTM there. Yeah, Karma Ezreal, pretty strong pairing together. We could still see this Karma be flexed mid or support, so I actually really like it on the blue side here. I'm not really showing anything here too early, but you know what RTM is already picking for the mid lane matchup, so we'll have to see what ends up coming out here. They may just pick their pick their jungle here and then get the support counter pick, whatever that'll be.
The Viego for Scram seems fine, especially with Wukong banned. I think that's his like de facto second pick after the Wukong. I think it fits fine.
Looking for a primary engage still from RTM here, and it is going to be the Seraphine, which I don't mind. It probably will end up being support based on the rest of the team comp here, and Varus hovered and locked in for New Origin. Ooh, I like a Yuumi pick here if they go for it.
Yeah, Yuumi very good with Xin Zhao and Kled. Not as good with the Karma mid. You lack a little damage, which means that Kled or Xin Zhao have to get ahead early for sure.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of primary engage except for like Ferrishar. But you can just kind of run at them with Kled and Yuumi, and whoever's got Yuumi on will be pretty darn strong. But Master Yi lock in, snap lock in there. I actually really like this. With the Seraphine here, it's kind of an interesting pick. If there's not a lot of like hard CC for Yi here, and a lot of squishy members. The only worry I have is, can Yi actually like get through someone before the shielding and healing is able to save them from New Origin? But in theory, I'm kind of liking this pick. I am interested to see how it will play out here.
Yeah, there's not that big lockdown. So if Yi gets rolling, he runs the game. Like there's nothing that can stop him aside of getting clipped by the Varus ult, and they somehow have enough damage to burst you during the duration of the Varus ult. Because it's Varus ult and Yuumi R, and that's it. Right?
Yeah, there's no hard CC at all. It's does Varus hit his R or not, and outside of that, you've got really good tools to help the Yi out too. You've got Seraphine with the heal shield, and you've got Jhin Rs and Kennons that can come in and do some extra damage, get people low, and I'm excited to see how the Yi pick will work out. If there was a time to pick Yi, this looks like a pretty good comp to do it into. So
yeah,
RTM made this draft very interesting with that R5 pick.
Excuse me, sorry. This is the last game for our donations for Pride Month. Really appreciate everybody who's contributed. I already got a little bit of money sent my way, and we'll look to add to that one as well. So really excited about that. I hope that we can do a lot of good with what we have raised.
Yeah, and we get a nice Game 3 send-off here. To what has been a really a fun thing to track, I think. In addition to all the good of it, it's been a fun point in our community to just kind of put out, see how many see what the nightly totals are for the donations and track all of that this whole month. So
Yep, and so far gold at 110 kills for the night. And if you remember, we needed 120, so we got to see at least 10 from Harvest. I'd love to see a lot more than that, but
yep.
if we hit about 10 from Harvest, then we'll hit our $100 donation goal for the people who contributed 10 cents. So um, I'm excited about that. But yeah, let's look at this draft then, because Karma's already maybe not going where you thought she was going. She's in top lane right now.
That's interesting. I mean, I like that matchup. I think a little bit better. The Kled definitely has a hard time with the range of Kennen. But yeah, Kled at least is able to road side lanes with his ult at 6. But Anivia should, if they both make it to 6 without a death, be able to just be pretty safe and clear waves.
Yeah, definitely makes it a little bit more interesting, I think, because Anivia versus Karma would be a snooze, and that definitely plays into the pocket of Anivia, who just wants it to be a snooze. And then you would think Kennen would be better laning against the Kled, but this might make it a little bit more difficult for both of those. So yeah, seems like a good flip. I still worry about Varus Yumi as a duo lane, especially against something that does have kill pressure like Jin Seraphine does.
Yeah, for New Origin, it's gonna come down, I think, to if they're able to get an early lead. I think RTM is looking to kind of scale a little bit in this one. If Master Yi is kind of left untouched to hit level 6 without much punish, should be in a really good spot to run this game.
Yeah. Well, we made it through second draft. Now we got 3 more minutes to wait. It's a 1-to-1 series, so this is a big game for both teams, honestly, especially in terms of future playoff implications. Harvest looking to get back to 500. New Origins just looking for their first win. Either one kind of, again, we talked about you want to at least be in the top 6 in your bracket, and a loss in this game kind of puts either team where they're getting a little worried about being in the bottom 2 come the end of the season.
Yep, that is for sure. I was gonna ask, are you planning to tune in to the Mr. V versus Ninja game tomorrow?
It's tomorrow? Oh.
Yes.
No. I
it
saw
should be
that
interesting,
it was a
for
thing
sure.
that was kind of happening, and I didn't see like any hype around it because I live in my insular bubble, I guess.
Well, I haven't seen many postings about it either. I have not seen the rosters quite yet. I've supposedly Ludwig's playing in it as well, but outside of that, I don't know who else would be on there.
Yeah, I just don't know like what rankings are these people going to be and what's happening. I don't know. It doesn't seem that exciting to me, but I mean those two creators do like to put on a show, so. And it's like the 1-year anniversary of Ninja's braless wife tweet, so.
Oh my god. what a god tweet. Oh my goodness. It's just
for all the wrong reasons too.
I know, it totally is. I had to show that tweet to my wife the other day because I was just like, I need you to understand this meme because it is just too funny to me.
a sandwich unasked for. Like every word of it is like unintentional comedy gold.
Yes.
Um, yeah, what a banger. Anyway,
Yep.
happy 1 year anniversary to that tweet. I think that was like 2 or 3 days ago because I saw people had posted about it again.
Hmm.
Um,
All right. Well, we are 30 seconds away from getting into game here, so excited to see how this one plays out. It's been a long stream, and thanks everybody for hanging out with us this evening. It's been a lot of fun.
yeah, um, the whole month has been just a blast. I am excited to do something similar to it again. You don't do it right away because now we're all poor again, but
Yep.
always feels good to be able to give back, and I love seeing our community come together and root for each other and root for kills and things like that, and um, it's cool to see everyone coming together. So, want to see more community involvement. Also, shout out to everybody who watches these streams from other divisions specifically. Like gold players will tend to watch the gold streams, like whatever. That's not like a super special shout out, but all of the other players who'll come out and watch the gold streams, or when the gold guys come out and watch masters, that always feels really good. I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's fun to have the cross division support
oh, I forgot
between the teams.
Firecracker Zenza was a skin. I don't know that I've ever seen that splash art. And Squishy
Huh.
Tree went
And,
all in
and
and
it's
bought
got
the
a
border too.
yeah, it's got the border. It's actually kind of dope border. I like that. It's very interesting. Squishy tree. All right, well, into our final game now of the evening.
Yeah. Blue side
Pray for
is
no pauses.
New Origin. Red side is Return of the Middlesticks Harvest, because we haven't been on the Rift in a minute here. Always love the ping ping at the beginning of the game. That's a good start. Shout out to the gold players. Yeah, for sure. I'm not good enough to be amongst them.
Oh,
Betwixt
no.
them. I'd have to play ranked for that. Ghost Machine on 200 ping on the Varus. Ooh.
Ooh, that's there's a 180 and 128. That's still not great. Somebody needs to go play at McDonald's. That's what I'm learning.
I feel like 128 just happens though. I don't know.
It does happen,
I
but
don't know if you
that's
remember,
rough to play on.
we had White Tiger was playing from
Yeah,
Jamaica. He
right.
had about that ping, and he was a god. So
Yeah.
I was like he's dead. He's still around. Hopefully he comes
Wow.
back at some point. But
Kind of the
um,
roller coaster there, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Wait, oh, okay. Never mind. The scoreboard thing didn't update for me. I thought Jinzhao did not buy items, but I
nope,
had to refresh.
he's got items. He's got a ember knife and a health pot. Not a health pot. A refillable potion. What's the frozen? Is it frost knife and ember knife? Oh, hail blade. Hail blade and ember knife. I don't know why I had ember knife, but not hail blade. Excuse me. My bad.
Yeah. This bot lane I think is gonna be a little sleeper. Both teams should look to pretty much scale. I
So
think
we were
got a little
highlighting
more
how much we
opportunities.
liked the lane swap that was shown on the scoreboard for New Origin, and then
Yeah.
they just swapped anyway. Literal E-Girl's up in top lane with the Kled
So
against
it must have
Kevin.
just been the players that decided to pilot those champs. But I
Oh,
said it was gonna be
Oath?
sleeper. Oh,
Oh! The
well,
exhaust is just enough to keep Ghost Machine alive. 3 of the 4 summoner spells down there burned by New Origin. And Oath and Matsura almost find themselves a solo kill, just burning Oath's flash in the process. Oh, and now
ooh,
getting the root onto the cat.
oh my.
The root into the
This
root into
might
the
be. There's
exhaust
no
fourth shot.
flash.
There's nothing left though from Oath to pump in
Oh,
there. Needs one more auto, and I don't think he'll be able to find it.
yeah, and Yumi just barely going to survive there. I really would like to see RTM get the
Oh,
reset in here, but might like to push a little bit harder.
yeah, they have a 10 CS lead, which is pretty remarkable at this point. Um, Saint is basically a Kled 1 trick, so you have to assume that this is a matchup that he wanted or he knows is particularly bad for Kled. But Literal E-Girl is looking for it, goes in. Does Saint have the reset? He's got the stuns, but there's the remount, and now Squishy
Oh
Tree is
man.
here with the wind becomes lightning for first blood.
Yeah, that is a rough matchup for the Kled, but really nice there from literal E-Girl to save that W for right when he demounts and then chase him down with the extra move speed that he gets. And that's a pretty sizable, well, not sizable, but a little bit of a CS difference in top, and the assist gold factored in on top of that is going to be
Yeah,
very nice
I'm
for
gonna
this Kled.
flip him on the scoreboard just for.
Yeah, I just did that myself.
I was waiting to see if they were gonna swap back. I almost feel like you want these lanes until level 6, and then you want to flip them, but I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. I also was thinking about it being this way until, or the other way until 6, and then you flip them to these lanes. Because the Anivia ult is just really tough to run through
Oh
as
my.
Kled. But yeah, another route coming down onto Ghost Machine. Oath and Matsuro just walking forward, layering in the auto attacks. The fourth shot isn't going to be enough. Oh, with the Q it is! Matsuro gets the kill in the bottom lane.
Wow, just barely enough damage to finish that off there. Really nice there. And a lane that I thought was going to be kind of sleeper. Matsuro and Oath putting on a clinic here early, forcing out a lot of stuff, and that means it might be even another kill here.
Yeah, fourth shot
Oh,
onto Shadow Reapers. Do they have a W? Oh, almost the sneaky W
I cannot believe
from
he's
Oath.
standing around here. Yeah, emote it. Here comes Xin Zhao
Yeah, this might
with
be
a
a little bit
wraparound.
scary. The Yumi can fly into the Zinzao and maybe cause a problem. And now Oath
Matsuro's
and
dead.
Matsuro just a little bit separated. Squishy Tree gonna get the knock up, the W. Yeah, that's clean as you like, and they'll pick up the counter kill onto Matsuro. And
Yeah,
Oath is
nice.
still not out of the woods just yet. He's being pinched in. They have the Varus back as well to help shuttle the cat in. Land the prowling projectile. Oath getting tripped up. Does Scrams and Duvranga want this? I don't
They're
think
gonna
they
get out.
do. The
No.
the low member is Yumi, and you can't
Ah,
access the Yumi. Oath is ignited, trying to fight his way out, but it's just not enough damage. And yeah, there's just not enough here from Scrams and
no.
Duvranga to really help out.
Yeah, and already 3 kills over for New Origin, which is nice to see, and 2 of those kills on the Xin Zhao, which should help him out if he ever finds this Yi lurking in the jungle. But um, those kills mean we are going to see a dragon started up for New Origin, and that's going to
This
be the
is
first one
actually
of the
kind of
game.
risky. Matsuro's full health, and
Yeah,
Scrams
people
can
off
walk
base
in
here.
here. This is not. The Air Dragon does a
Oh,
lot of damage.
squishy tree!
Squishy Tree is so low, does get the smite away, but can Scrams finish
No
him off? Has the
flash!
Alpha Strike.
And
It's a
Yumi's
kill
going to
for
die too!
Matsuro. Yumi's gonna die unless she can fly over the wall to Varus. He gets out. Now Saint in the top lane uses the slicing maelstrom against literal E-Girl. Does he have the stun to come up? It doesn't matter because there's the remount. L9 Turbo Pack gets caught. Not quite the kill. Oath trying to walk in. Do they see the Yumi? Oh, they don't see the Yumi just yet. Saint is still alive in top lane. The charge was used by literal E-Girl, and everybody survives?
How is Saint not dead?
Oh,
I
the
do not
W
understand.
lands. And Matsuro is still trying to herd in L9 Turbo Pack and Shadow Reapers underneath the turret, but isn't going to find that. They're going to
No.
sacrifice the midway for Scrams.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
it's
literal
good
E-Girl
dismount.
gets the dive and the dismount in the top lane and is able to take
Yep.
down Lil Saint.
Wow. There is just so much happening, and COVID Maris did a great job of casting and recapping all of that, I have to say, for a late game 3 there. But uh, yeah, in the end, it's just going to be pretty much 1-for-1. Jin's still way up on this Varus, of course. Big CS lead here in the bot lane.
I was kind of curious what L9 Turbo Pack would go for. It looks like he's headed support on the Karma, which means but we also have Fairy Charms on the Yumi.
Yeah.
So I'm a little worried about that in terms of like damage profile, but we'll see where they head.
Yeah, I assume Yumi's gonna go Moonstone, and then Karma will go Shrelia's
Oh,
for the extra move speed, but it means that you really only have to worry about the armor. So if Yi picks up something like a really early Death Stance, this could be pretty problematic. Ooh, they
Oh,
almost find
that was
the
a
Yumi.
really good sidestep from Shadow Reapers. Not a skill you normally need to have on the Yumi. Exhaust's going to come down onto Squishy Tree, just trying to get Oath out, binding into the root, and they will be able to escort the Jin away. So,
Yeah.
did have to burn the Exhaust, but ultimately none the worse for wear. They can stay, they can farm if they need to. Scrams gets caught doing the Rift Herald. Little E-Girl gonna walk in and start the challenge here with Little Saint on the way in. Have to use the Slicing Maelstrom. The Rift Herald is pretty low. Scram... Oh, Little Saint is actually the one
Gets
that
it.
last hit that one. But they can't get the Eye of the
They haven't
Herald,
picked it
so it's
up.
not gonna matter if they can't pick that one up. Duvranga gonna walk in, doesn't hit the Flash Frost. They'll get the stun in. Now Saint will be able
They
to
do
pick
get
up
it.
the eye, and they should be able to escape out. But in comes the charge. They'll flash away from the
Goodbye.
charge, so he's got to walk the long way around the embankment.
Yeah. And a nice attempt there. I'm kind of curious where the smite was for Scrams there, but
Right, because the smite would have healed him as well had he used it
right,
on the herald, but
would have been very big.
he might have
But
been just out of range while he was meditating and couldn't get back into range, or
mm,
something weird. It might have been
well,
on cooldown. I
he
didn't look at it.
definitely it was on cooldown for sure. I'm just wondering why it was on cooldown before starting it. Maybe he just did a camp and didn't think he would need it. Thought he could sneak it, but yeah, this is pretty scary for RTM. The two members that you didn't want to have a good early game are doing so. In the Xin Zhao, and this
Oh,
Kled has looked really strong for Literal E-Girl.
sorry, that's a Moonstone just plopped down for L9 Turbo Pack.
Huh. Wow, that's very interesting. If they go double Moonstone here, they lose a lot, I think, of
Oh,
value.
the
But
root just connects onto the Varus. Do they have the damage? Scrams is ghosting his way in. Maybe to look for the... He's just going to
I
steal the
think they
minions.
definitely try to dive here. Oath is level 6,
This
so
is
can
getting pretty
support.
telegraphed, though. Squishy Tree is on his way down, and I don't think you want to be there with the Zinzao.
No.
Nonetheless, New Origin is still giving up a little bit of position on this turret. Duvranga's worked his way down as well. They're still threatening. They'll get another turret plate for themselves, but a lot of pressure being applied by Scrams, but he hasn't been able to really find anything yet on the Master Yi.
Yeah, not quite. But does have a little bit of a CS lead for himself, which is good. 30 seconds on this Drake here, but yeah, you just want this Yi to scale up, kind of undisturbed if you can, and so far doing a good job of getting a CS lead over Xin Zhao.
Well, this is embarrassing.
And it looks like we're gonna see the Xin Zhao build we saw in game 1 for Squishy Tree.
Yeah, immediately the charge comes in, and Saint with the counter slicing Maelstrom, just trying to keep him locked up. A big pullback with that bear trap on a rope, and literal E-Girl. If Saint can dismount him, it might become a little bit different. Oh, the stun lands onto Shadow Reapers. That means that he can't jump into Squishy Tree for about 5 to 6 seconds. They're not going to be able to take advantage of that, but L9 Turbo Pack might be the big target now. Getting the slowdown, get the stun and the crystallize. Scram starts to get the autos through, and they'll get the flash out of the Karma, if nothing else.
Yeah, ult and ghost notably down for Scrams here as this dragon is up. So get the flash from the Karma, but bigger thing is this cooldown while they're going to have to fight around the Drake.
Yeah, they
Girl, no TP though. This is big.
still have the other three major ults here. You have the curtain call, you have the encore, and you have the Anivia ult, because that doesn't really have a cooldown. But in comes a big fight. Scrams gets the smite on the dragon. They'll get the root down onto Zinzao. He does have flash if he can get to the wall, so he'll get his way on out, and dragons are now one aside. Saint, meanwhile, has managed to dismount literal E-Girl, has the E to walk on through, gets the W, one more auto for the stun. Does he have the damage to actually
Nice dodge
finish
with
off the
Q
Kled?
there.
Needs one auto to remount, but also... Oh no, he drops the... I think he wanted a ward, but he
Oh
drops the
man.
Herald on accident. And now that
I think
might spell danger as literally E-Girl
yeah,
gets
he's
in,
dead.
and the kill gets turned around. Just the slimmest of margins up in the top lane. But now a root onto Varus in the bottom lane. Ghost Machine getting rooted up by Oath. The fourth shot comes in. In comes the exhaust, but the counter exhaust is there immediately as well to follow up. And Oath and Matsuro probably not going to find a kill just now. They're still putting down so much pressure. Look at the CS lead that they've developed, but now Squishy Tree going to walk in, get some slows down. He's got the red buff. He'll take down Oath, no problem. And Matsuro will be shortly to follow, you imagine.
Yep.
Forward. Oh,
Oh,
the root under tower. He's going to get the
get
trade
the
back.
trade?
Oh,
Yep,
just
does.
the Yumi
Just
almost had
barely.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah, just barely able to get that trade. And was the shutdown on him before he died? I don't think so.
I don't think it
So,
was. Yeah.
yeah, sadly isn't able to pick up the shutdown on there. But yeah, all these kills going over to Seraphine. 3 kills already. So Moonstone up for Seraphine here. And all this pressure is that is a nice CS lead for Oath, but sadly, Squishy Tree has been down here to kind of feast on the overextended lane.
Yeah, and I don't get to have any time to talk about that because now Oath not quite able to find the root, but there's the charm. 4th shot in, and Oath finally picks up his first kill. So that's
Yeah.
nice. I was going to say, Literal E-Girl bought a Hex Drinker, which I really like against the lane, against Saint. These Razor Slim margins shouldn't be Razor Slim, but now Scrams is up here, still has the Alpha Strike available. He's just tanking through the Meditate. Man, Literal E-Girl has so much damage. Now gets the remount, the pull back, and it's going to be a successful 2v1 for Literal E-Girl on the Kled.
Yep. Yeah, and that I think is the last time you're going to be able to try to do something around this top lane. Just under-leveled, and Literal E-Girl is just being a menace here, but Yumi is going to go down on the opposite side, so battle of the ROTM sides here.
Just the shot,
Just point blank.
point blank bullets from Oath to finish that one off, but they are able to pick up the kill onto Shadow Reapers, which feels nice, and again it goes on to Oath, so starting to get some of that gold onto the 80 carry. He'll be able to go back and buy his Gale Force now, plus a little bit extra.
Yep.
So not a bad spot for this bottom lane to be in. Again, you have the issue, how do you deal with a very fed top laner? Last game it was Mordekaiser. This game it's Kled.
Yep.
And
the thing that matters is you've got Yumi, right? It doesn't really matter how good Yumi did. Oh, what am I seeing from the Yumi build? Oh my god.
Squishy Tree is walking in mid lane, gets a big chunk from Duvranga. Oh, the last edge of that W hit him. This would be a shutdown if they're able to secure it. Squishy Tree gets taken down by Oath, and that's a nice pick for ROTM. I don't know what I'm seeing from that Yumi build. My eyes kind of hurt. Scrams is going to find Ghost Machine, which Yi wins that fight. I'm confident in that one. And that's the first kill of the game for Scrams, which is a very important milestone at this point. Literal E-Girl has the Yumi on him, has to blow the flash out of Oath. Charm gonna land. They're trying to finish off the Kled. Do they have the damage? The Crystallize not really working for them. Oath kind of stuck on the wrong side of the wall there for a second. Literal E-Girl about to remount 2 more autos. If he could get in range, there they are. Has the remount, trying to pull back in on Matsuro.
Oh,
gets
no way.
one, diving underneath tower. Gets dismounted now, but in comes Saint with a big flank. The Slicing Maelstrom tearing through. They'll finish off L9 Turbo. Oh, they won't finish off L9 Turbo Pack. They won't finish off... Oh, okay, they finally finish off the Kled. Shadow Reapers is caught, left out to die. Scrams finishes that one off with the Alpha Strike, and ROTM does finally pick up those kills.
Yeah, and that's 2
Scrams
shutdowns as
is
well,
probably
but
dead here.
Scrams-
Squishy Tree is here. The knock up the Meditate. That's well played by Squishy Tree. Finishes that one off, and now smells a little bit of hamster cooking up on the top side. Good dodge on 1, on 2. Duvranga here trying to find the Flash Frost, but can't find the stun. But the flash forward from Squishy Tree has so much damage. The W lands, and Duvranga will finish him off with the Glacial
Wow.
Storm.
Wow, how you feeling after that one, Bears? Take a sip of water, man. The fights have just kept rolling. It's been so long. Squishy T was actually able to respawn and come back to that fight in the mid lane, and in the end, RTM luckily does get that shutdown on Literal E-Girl, which is very big. And Oath is having a shutdown on the other side, so I think they're going to be first to this Drake. I don't really see how they can contest without Squishy Tree here, but Kled is going to try to.
Yeah, charge coming in, bringing the Yumi on in. This is more of like a repositioning charge than a actual engage. And Dragon taken away by ROTM, their first Infernal Dragon, and their second overall. now they have about a 1,500 gold lead. They probably don't feel like it, being behind in kills. The last fight went their way, but a lot of the other ones have not. And I don't know, how would you be feeling in this game if you're ROTM?
I would just be, if I was Oath and Matsura, I'd say, relax, guys. We have been running bot lane. Just give us a little bit of time. We will be okay. The Yi, I think you've got to rely on that in the late game here, and uh, you kind of had a bad scenario there, but with the shutdowns that came through, I'd feel okay with where I was at. I was a little hopeless after the two-man play onto literal e-girl that got turned early, but I think you feel about neutral in the end, you know.
Yeah. And Saint, I like that he's still looking aggressively for those slicing maelstroms. He came in at the right time in that last fight to try to secure the extra kills. Ghost Machine is separated from everyone right now. He's going to get rooted under tower, into the stun, into a lot of damage. He's dead. Yeah, that's enough to layer on through. Duvranga picks up that kill. Now Squishy Tree looking from the side. Can he find the 1v3? I don't like his odds particularly
That is
high.
curious.
Yeah.
Now, Little Saint is TPing bot to hold this wave, which I'm kind of surprised they didn't just try to dive him with what RTM's trying to do on this wave, but it looks like Literal E-Girl is going to try to 1v3, or I guess they got the Yumi, so 2v4.
Yeah, the 2v4 L9 Turbo Pack is in. The Crystallize doesn't cut off anything. This is actually a pretty big Yumi ult coming on in. They get Duvranga low. They'll be able to knock him into the egg here in just a second, but he gets into a good position to try to survive. Lil Saint is here. He's got his rocket belt if he can get into position for a good slicing maelstrom. Little E-Girl flashes in just looking for the remount. Can't quite find it. Needs 2 more autos, but can't get in range. The force shot comes into him. Now finally gets the remount just at the last second, but now the curtains open on up from Oath. He's going to hit a couple of shots, but it doesn't really result in anything. And ROTM gets the 2 towers that they came for. Both Orthanc and Isengard go down. And I don't know if that's a niche joke or not. I've done that one a couple of times, and
Went over my head, but
those are the 2 towers in Lord of the Rings. The 2 towers, the eponymous ones, even.
I'm not the biggest
Squishy Tree
Lord of the
is
Rings buff.
very dead. I absolutely adore the movies. The books are quite dry. But The Hobbit is a really good book. I really like The Hobbit as a book, but Lord of the Rings is not really my sort of literary experience.
I need to rewatch the movies. The first time I watched them, I was watching with a buddy, and we watched them straight, and it got a little long. It's like 10 hours or whatever.
Yeah, it's a couple. Those are just the regular version. You haven't seen the extended versions. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, Literal E-Girl taken low, gonna get the remount though. Scrams gets taken down just at the last second. Duvranga trying to do the damage from the outside, but the Kled Yumi combo is enough just to really be a thorn in the side of ROTM. They have the heal cut from Matsuro, but it's just not enough to really make a dent in that.
Yeah.
And now diving on forward, the Q gonna land on Duvranga. There's just no damage being traded back. Now Oath finally gets a couple of shots in onto Ghost Machine. He's got the force shot, the flash, gets the dismount on the Kled. They'll pull him back in. Oath is dominating. They use the Slicing Maelstrom just to try to separate the fight. Squishy Tree gets taken down. It's a double kill for Oath. Is this the pentakill of legend? Oath, no, it gets stolen by Little Saint. Gets the W on through. Not quite enough CC left to track down Ghost Machine, but ROTM...
Maybe Baron, though.
I don't think I agree with that.
Okay, well, Scrams was coming back up. I think it was a thought that they could have had there. But in the end, Oath showed up to the fight and was able to slay Literal E-Girl. I feel like it is going to be a battle of Oath versus Literal E-Girl for the 2 teams. But Dragons spawning here will put RTM on Dragon Point, so...
Yeah, if they're able to secure it, everyone's going to be up. So this is definitely contestable if Energy wants to. Which, I don't know. You've got a strong Zinzao and Kled. You've been a couple of autos away from winning these fights. I don't know about Ghost Machine's build. I have a lot of thoughts about that one. I also have thoughts about Shadow Reapers rushing the Putrefier.
Putrefier. Yeah.
Not a
That's
mythic.
a little curious.
Go Turbo Pack getting caught. Oath finishes him off with the dash forward from the Gale Force, but now the flank coming through. Squishy Tree is onto him. Oath is going to fall. No, he isn't. Oh, he gets the trade.
He does.
Okay, he does eventually fall, but he does get the trade. Scrams is into the backline, just tears through the Varus, but Literal Egirl still alive. The dismount comes on through. Still has the Yumi, but it gets chewed through. It's a double kill, and ROTM gets the Bud Light Ace.
Yeah, and now they're going to have their pick of what they want here. It looks like they're going to go for mid tower and the dragon. And we're kind of see that Yi being able, even though Oath went down early after getting that initial kill, the Yi was able to just run free with the support of Matsuro there. So we're seeing the power of that R5 pick. And with the inhibitor down, I assume they will get it here. It's going to be close.
Yeah.
And they do.
Yep, they've got the inhibitor. Anyway, I never liked on-hit Varus when it was really strong. Notable
Yep.
on-hit Varus not enjoyer. It is not strong right now.
And you don't have tanks to force you to go that build.
Right.
So I agree with you on the point you were making about lethality probably being a little bit better here.
Yeah. Seems not good. Double Forbidden Idol after the double. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Some of these build choices are kind of interesting. Like I can get on board with a Kraken Slayer Zinzao.
Oh my god.
I don't think it's ideal.
Just my eyes right now.
I don't think it's ideal, right?
Yeah.
And you can make that argument all you want, but like there's a reason for it, and the reason is because he wants to do tons of damage and shove his spear up people's ass, and like I can respect that. I don't know what utility this Varus build offers you right now. I don't know why you picked it, and I don't know why you went Karma and Yumi if you're not going to play them like in harmony with each other. Instead, they're trying to build the same things, and they're just stumbling over each other in build paths, and it's causing them a lot of issues. That like it's a 6,000 gold lead. Like they're already in trouble, and now their issues are just exacerbated. I really do like what Literal Egirl has done with his itemization, or her itemization. I think that that's really solid on the Kled. So shout outs there. But the other four builds are a bit of a mismatch, and I'm not. I don't want to, that's the contributing factor for the lot. I'm not LS. Like, it just sucks because you're wasting a lot of gold. And you're already in a state where you can't afford to waste a lot of gold.
And I think about how many fights Literal Egirl was, like, pretty close to surviving in this game. And if you think maybe if Yumi has Moonstone there and her heals are more powerful, you might actually have a shot at turning some of these pretty close fights.
Why did Saint stay? He could have just walked away at any time. He might be in a little bit of trouble up there, but Squishy Tree is similarly in trouble in the bottom lane. The kind of backwards Encore is there. They'll have to throw the Varus ult, but yeah, Matsuro able just to stay alive on the edge of the fight. Ghost Machine notably doesn't do any damage with his piercing arrow, and now he's caught on the side of the wall. There's nowhere for him to go. The double kill comes through for Oath. Meanwhile, L9 Turbo Pack and Literal Egirl are trying to track down Little Saint up here in the alcove. Alcove gamer, but it doesn't save him in this case. He'll fall. But the base isn't looking too hot for New Origins. It's kind of falling apart here on them, and ROTM going to take advantage of that one and should be able to finish off the game. Exhaust comes through onto Literal Egirl. Will we get another couple of kills for Charity here on the doorsteps of the base? Scrams is doing his best to chew through L9 Turbo Pack. Finishes that one off. The Literal Egirl is still alive on the other side. That's a little bit scary, but the Nexus is not, and now it's no longer scary. ROTM wins 2-1 and gives us a 2-0 Guardians League outcome. 2 week. I don't know what I wanted to go for.
It's all right. It's at the end of a 3-hour cast, so we'll give it to you there. RTM Harvest is going to take it. Really interesting game there. I think both teams kind of got what they wanted, and I have to say, Little Saint at the end, just buying enough time for the teammates to come through and finish that game, canceled the Kled TP. So really nice play there. Got to see a double RTM win, which always feels good at the end of the day.
Yeah, so 3-0 week for RTM. Would love to say 4-0, but the Masters team lost their week 4, so can't include them, and they didn't technically play this week. So, but yeah, you love to see that. Yeah, that's all I've got. We're back Monday with the Masters team, and then CCS. You don't start for another week, right? It's not this week, but next week is your first game.
Yep.
Okay.
So we will be next week.
So yep, this will be our last full Aegis week, and the next week we'll start CCS. So that said, I'm Maris, Lane, for Lane for the rest of our RTM. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed the cast. We'll see you Monday. Who are we raiding? CCS or Aikido? Probably CCS. Keep it on league. They got 76 people watching. This is the end of the Diamond Lock-In tournament. Our boys got knocked out in the first round, unfortunately. But
yep.
Go watch the rest of the Diamond Knockout tournament, I guess, or Lock-In tournament, and we'll see you guys Monday.
Bye. All right, man.